Lots of updates to talk about, lots of industry professional stuff. How I just secured a 16K income from moderating and all that stuff. Moderating and promoting. I don't know what I'm doing. Here I am. Let's get this camera on here so you all see what I'm doing. What in the world? What's in here? Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Come on. There we go. All right. Think you guys will be able to see what I'm doing there. Let me plug the phone in. Oh, come on. New stand. Bear with me. Get this up here so the charging cord doesn't fall out. All right. All right. Got a lot of updates. Lots, my friends. So make sure you see the skinning table. I think you see the skinning table. I don't know. Let's get this over here a little bit. All right, I got a stand. Gavin said, go get a stand. I'm like, okay, Gavin, I got you a stand. Maybe you guys will be able to see a little better. I'm going to try to raise the stand a bit. Bear with me while I raise the stand. I'm going to talk about how I just secured like almost a 16K income from moderating and advertising, my friends. Not going to go into detail what it is, but yeah, just secured a 16K income. Not anything in outdoors, but 16K income. Just for doing what I do good, moderating and promoting. So, it's going to be exciting. Got a lot of things to talk about. See? Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, got to wrap the skin for you guys. Got a bunch of things to talk about that I bought. But yeah, just made a deal with a friend. 16K. She makes about 50K a year. I'm going to get a third of that, so good deal. Oh God, I'm hoping I can see the comments. This is all new. My gosh. Live chat. Everybody's commenting. Let's bring you closer. Let's bring you guys down. Okay, let's move this a little bit over here. Oh, that's heavy. Geez, what did I buy this week? I spent 7 hours in a booth of the largest sportsman show in the Northwest. Sat there for 7 hours, sold gear, hung out with professionals, got to know people. Geez, I bought a gallon of Hershey dip. Sea traps. Raccoon bait, it's a pellet that's chocolate flavored. Bought a couple heartbreaker things from Sea Traps. Very similar to the Soul Taker. Dunlaps. Bought some traps from Trap Shed Supply. Got a thing of Black Ange paste bait with it. Got some 160s for muskrat. That's a 6-inch trap. A couple of those. One of these big boys, 1022 by RBG. It's going to go in deep channels for water fluctuation. All those videos you saw me with the beaver, bumping the traps. There's no more climbing into it, over it, because there's no double stack pond bears. They're going to go right into that and be killed. The best setters on the market right here, Connie Tongs by Coon Creek Trappers. Heavy duty lock and stuff, no springs, none of the garbage that pops off. Sheeptraps.com, 37 bucks, $10 shipping right there, along with all the other stuff. And I'll tell you what, you buy from Coon Creek, they charge you oversized package shipment, so it's going to be a lot more. So sheeptraps.com to get those. All right, moving on. Let's see. It's here. Take this big boy down. Absolute mondo. 10 inches wide, 22 tall, actually 22 3/4 tall. That's going to give me almost 23 inches of water fluctuation without the laws of 330s, right? Bottom drops on the touch of the water. So at the end of the day, I double stack it after I have a whole 330 in the water with this. This bottom jaw has to be in the water, and there's no restrictions until I get to here, really. At the end of the day, this is the only jaw that's in the water. Like I said, if I double stack it, the top trap bottom drops at the end. This solves all that legal shit. It gives me a whole fluctuation where I don't have to sit there, take traps out, put them back in, and disturb the area a bunch. So this is made to run like this, become a big canal. But I'm going to run it vertically. You don't see people talk about it. You don't see people do that. If you got the idea from ADC Trapper, yeah. He sometimes will make these 50, 60 inches tall. This was only 22. but he puts them in the deep, deep canals that cover the whole channel. Absolutely slaughters them. So, kind of took that idea, bought one made. Not gonna have issues with it. That's the idea with this. That's the kind of idea I have. All the people on YouTube, you'll never see them do it. It's kind of something that, besides the ABC trapper, I'm the only guy talking about it now. One of those things where he won't post about it, you have to ask him about it to get the information. Well, with respect to the guy, you know, I'm not going to give out his name. If he wants his name, you know, he can come in here, I'll give him the information, talk about the guy. I know his username, I don't know his real name from a platform, but that's the idea. Vertical in a deep canal, right? Like I said, you don't see people talking about it. You don't see people talking about setting it vertical ever. It's always, hey guys, let me cover that large swath. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to verticalize it. That's something you don't see. And when you see me using it, just know there's only about one other guy that I ever see do this. In fact, when I talked about this on Facebook in a large group, a lot of people's minds were like, what are you talking about? It blew people's minds. It's something that's not done. But you'll see here, so I like to pride myself on like doing stuff different. To try to bring a different aspect of trapping to people. So that's what you're going to see. Definitely different. It's not. You don't see this stuff. Talked to my Trappers Association president, said, hey, what's the laws? I talked back and forth. Said, this is the laws I understand. He says, yes. Really, the only laws you have to follow is the 330 laws. There's no laws on anything bigger. The 330 laws say the bottom jaw has to be touching the water. Anything bigger than that, it just goes on to footholds and anything else. There's no specific. So, in reality, this is a 330, but extended, so this jaw is the only thing that needs to be on the water. That's it. There's really no laws in this stuff. This is, I'll tell you right now, this is not a land trap. We'll never, ever be put on land for any kind of predators. It's not legal anywhere in the country on land. This is solely underwater, and for 99% of stuff's going to be underwater, right? It's not going to be all water's edge, none of that. This is not, people see this is not going to be one of those things where, hey, oh my God, you know, dogs, no. That's utter bullshit. This is something that's big. Trappers take a crap ton of responsibility for this, and we put them underwater. Little drama someone did, you know, someone bought one, was wearing it on their arm like this, carrying it around, talking about children are going to be in it, all this bullshit. You can catch kids, blah, 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 running around capitals, trying to push anti-trap, a bunch of bullshit. That's not true. It's utter bullshit. You get how the antis are trying to anti-trap, all that bullshit. But they took about the biggest thing they could and walked around and talked about, well, you can catch kids with this, you can catch humans, all this bullshit, right? That's the problem with PETA. Uneducated, they spew bullshit just to try to push a narrative, and there's no facts around it. That's the facts of this. It's always underwater. You're not going to run into it anywhere on land. Even the 330 laws in countries like Louisiana, where you put on land, this is still not legal to be put on land. So you never find it on land. If it's in a creek, you're never going to even fucking know it's there. So that's just it. Are you sure that big trap is legal? Yes. Because the Oregon laws state 330s have to be underwater, right? There's no laws in 440s, 550s, and 660s like that. So at the end of the day, how the laws are written, the bottom of the 330 jaw has to be touching water. So anything bigger falls under the 330 laws. So even if it's 10 wide like a 330 and 22 tall or wide, the bottom jaw still has to be touching and falls under the 330 laws. So that's that, right? The 330 laws cover all bigger traps. Doesn't matter what it is, what size it is under the laws of 330s. So, and the 330s laws literally state the bottom jaw has to be touching water or in the water. There's really no touching, it just has to be in the water. And there's no specifics about it being under, it just has to be in the water. And touching the water is legal. So at the end of the day, perfectly legal. Yes, it can be hanged from the chain. A lot of it's for like wide channels. Put it in there, wide runs. Like I said, the ADC guys take that and vertically set it. An ADC guy in Oregon, at that matter, makes them 50, 60 inches tall. And just drops them in the super deep crevices, and otter, beaver, all that gets killed. So it's very legal. Like I said, I ran it by trap designers. I ran it by the state chair. I talked about the laws that I've studied in and out. He brought up, 330s have to be underwater. Then I brought up, well, on double stack, bottom jaw has to be underwater, right? And my understanding is it doesn't matter if it's double stack or not, it has to be underwater. the bottom jaw on the top trap? He said yes. So we went back and forth, but I brought up some things he agreed, and back and forth, and it ends up that's legal. It just takes out the law of the bottom jaw on the top trap. It is one trap, so I have the 22 inches of fluctuation versus 10 inches and having to take the top one off every time. Now there's no more middle bars, so there's no legal issues with it, you know, water dropping. I have 22 inches drop versus just 10 and pulling trap, and then another 10 pulling trap. So it ends up solving that middle bar issue. That's what that is, to be legal and follow under the legalities of the law in Oregon. It just makes it so I have less maintenance pulling the top trap off, putting the top trap on, and disturbing the area all the time. It just takes that middle bar out, which solves a lot of the issues. Because when my spot up there on that crossover, when I set them in there right, when it's really flooded, that middle bar on the top, the middle bars on the bottom, the top trap and top of the lower trap is right at water's level. So if it drops an inch, I have to pull one. Rises an inch, I have to put it back, right? It makes it very complicated, very labor intensive. It ends up disturbing the crap out of the area. I disturb the area, the beavers don't come back for a couple days. So at this point, I have less disturbance and I have more time for them to slip through and get caught. As you saw in one of my videos, beaver climbed up it, the whole trap moved and he went away. With this, there's no climbing on any bars for beaver. He's going to either swim through it or not swim through it. And when he swims through, he's going to hit the trigger and fire it. Cool thing about that trap too is the trigger itself is tension adjustable. So you want to loosen the trigger, you can do it, or lighter trigger, you can looser or tighter, depending on how much you want, can be adjusted. And besides just having the dog set on it. Some of my relatives in Wisconsin trappers, they've been using that type of big trap for over 30 years. And you can take it to beavers in one trap. Absolutely. 2 beavers in one trap, I think he's saying. Yeah. You can take multiple. I mean, I've seen people catch mink by the tail, muskrat by the tail, multiple beavers, multiple otters. I've seen I've seen someone with a regular 330 put it on the water's edge on a slide, legally, half under, and bobcats go get caught in it. Like, what the hell is a bobcat doing walking in the water trying to, it just blows my mind. But all kinds of things can be caught, that's all legal. These are 6-inch trap, RBG, legal on anywhere on land I want to put them. Of course, at that point, legality and common sense goes to the trapper. And first thing we do when we set trap, look at our area, what is legal, what's to prevent any kind of bad catches, anything that's illegal. If it's legal, we're not going to set it there. So first priority for us is not necessarily catch the animal, but what's going to happen if we set this here, and then we look at how to catch the animal. So these are legal. They're 6-inch, up to a 7-inch legal. 7-inch trap is legal on land. Some states 7-inch 220s aren't legal, only 160s, but in Oregon we have 220s. I think I went over this stuff, the Hershey's dip. I bought a gallon of it, 30 bucks, shipped. I won't run out of this stuff. It's a chocolatey pellet. Good stuff.
Yum, chocolate.
What? I hope my voice holds out. After 14 hours of lives, and they go and sit in a booth for 7 hours, talking, sell stuff, I'm surprised I can have a voice right now. So we'll see how long I last. I'm hoping to do maybe 4 hours on here. Who knows? But we'll see. My voice is already dry. Like you've seen, right? I've been buying a bunch of sheep chop stuff. Good prices, best shipping. So with it super cheap shipping, I'm more than likely going to sit there and not blow money, but send money to her. Because at the end of the day, less shipping, which is far below anything in standard. All that extra money saved shipping can go into another pint of bait, another pint of raccoon lure, whatever, or maybe a couple jars of lure, right? So going there, you're saving on shipping and you're throwing another product into your cart. So at the end of the day, it's worth it for me. Oh, this guy's muddy, my friends. Muddy fella for sure. Pretty muddy, you can see, right? A lot of mud on this guy. He was hot. Water came up. When I went to the show for the day, you know, I have 48-hour check, so it was within 24 hours. Went, grabbed him yesterday. Wanted to go to the show today, but they're like, yeah, we got enough people today. We have some people coming in from Texas to the booth. So I'm like, all right. Said, we don't want too many people there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't go today, but I was more than willing to go down there and help him again. I don't get paid for it. No money's in my pocket with doing that. It's all donated time and building connections with people, so. When I go to the shows, I ain't getting paid squat. And that's not that I don't care about getting paid. I rather, what's more valuable to me is connections, getting to know people, and then, you know, just being around people and building the community and talking to customers, just getting to know them. So that's the most important thing for me at the end of the day. That's more valuable to me than actually getting paid. So now that's not saying I wouldn't mind getting paid. It's just not important to me. It's not high on my priority list, you know. So. But at the end of the day, these people that I'm down there with take better care of me than just about 99% of the people out there. And, you know, it's one of the things where I ain't going to push the envelope. I think it would be rude. Hey, man, you going to pay me? That's just rude, you know. Sometimes I walk out the route, sometimes I don't. And this time I didn't. I don't care, you know. I still have the connections. All those connections I made with all the people is more valuable to me than fishing gear or money and all that stuff, right? Because once you build a big enough community, right, you build connections with these people, and you're actually a really good dude, they start to come up to you and be like, hey, man, how's it going right away? Hey, you know, blank said you're a good dude, you know, all this good stuff's going around. So that's worth more to me, my reputation and that stuff. Now, there's been a lot of people that try to ruin my reputation, but I don't care. These people that know me now, like, a lot of the CEOs, they're going to be like, wait a minute, dude. Nah, that's bullshit. You know, they're going to stand up for me now. So that's how you corner industry. You get to know the business owners, the designers, the CEOs, and you become friends with them, right? And that's more powerful, because if one of their little, not saying any from a cronies, but let's say there's a hater out there that's a crony, that's under them, they come and try to say something, these guys go, whoa, wait a minute, dude, I know this dude. He's not anything you're saying. Even if you're showing proof, they will not, they're more likely to shut that person down than turn around and believe that person. So that's why relationships in the industry are super important. So I do that stuff. It's very important. Build that relationship with these guys. Like getting to know the industry professionals, that's more important to me. Right now I'm barbecuing pork loin. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me hungry. You know, you're gonna make me hungry. Going to that show, right? You could blow so much money, right? But being on a diet, you know, drinking coffee to suppress my appetite, and then eating once a day, you know, eating so many calories, and trying to stay right around 1,500 calories in a calorie deficit to lose a pound a week. Let me tell you, I'm down 30 pounds, so it's working, but tell you what, it ain't easy when there's a bunch of sweets around. Because there's that urge to pick that up, and once you get that in that taste in your mouth, you're going to want more of it, because it's so good. Because sugar's addicting, you know, and it's one of those things where if you stop eating the sugar, you crave it less and less. So it's not that big of a deal. I'm focused on something, hold on. You don't become over craving for it, and when you don't eat it, there's less of an issue. You crave it less, and then it's actually beneficial. Same thing with, like, people love sugar. People are like, I can't handle artificial sugar. Well, when you get away from real sugar for a while, the artificial sugar is kind of a replacement, and you no longer crave that sweet sugars. Or if you get away from sugar altogether, you no longer crave that sugar. And when you do come back to something you usually thought, that's not that sweet, you taste it, you're like, damn, that's sweet. Because your body's not getting it, and your body's getting used to not having it. So it really shows how much our body's adapt to not eating that crap and how it's actually could be beneficial. I think it's pretty clean. Got wax back here on the 220. He's still cold, which is good. Not warm. He's not swollen, which is a good thing. Because this dude sat underwater. Oh, what is it? Caught him at night. Sat underwater for a day. That day went to sport the show. Came back, got him. Set some other traps and did a bunch of stuff. I still have to edit that video. That's going to be, what is it? Come out March 20th, I think? Maybe? Right now, the latest video is going to come out March 17th. Maybe the 19th or the 20th will come out. So I do every couple days, every 3 days, I think. I don't want to blow you all up with uploads, just blow your phone up, then you kind of get annoyed. So the fine balance of uploading and not uploading. So I'm doing this year where, it's lasting a lot longer, the uploads versus just boom, 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 uploading every day. Then when I don't have catches, it dies off. Then I come back and people aren't watching. So yeah, pretty good fur. A little bit of fur up in here. Let's get knotted up, but not the huge issue. I lost over 42 pounds this month. That's awesome. I'm chasing that. The real thing, right, is if you do all the BMI math and all that stuff, and it says 2,000 calories, if you stay below that by 500, and maybe stay below 700, just enough below that, but definitely 500. If you're right at 500 below what you need, your body needs, you're going to be in calorie deficit, and every week you're going to lose a pound. So right now, like sometimes I'll bump it, sometimes I'll be way below, so my weight's just dropping. Like I said, I will have the craving to eat. I'll drink the coffee, and coffee kind of suppresses the appetite, so I weaponize that when I get hungry, and then I'm just not hungry for a while. Then at maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I'll eat, and then that's it for the day. Yeah, I'm not getting a crap ton of calories, but when I eat, it's protein forward. Chicken, tuna, protein forward, and that is really going to prevent you from eating carbs and crashing. So protein forward is good. It's staying that calorie deficit is even better. This thing's so weird. It's so weird how it's set up. It's such a cheap piece of junk, but I had to buy something. I couldn't put you guys over there anymore. See, make sure you see this. Okay. Come on. I think that will work. Yeah. It's hard to see comments from 5, 6 feet away. So. Oh, isn't that convenient? I didn't even plug the phone in. So gee, I could be live, all of a sudden something just pops off. That wouldn't be good. Oh, there we go. Well, now, I will say this, there's a lot going on right now. I'm surprised you even have time to do this. Multiple aspects. There's about 30 different things going on right now, right? All throughout my promoting social, all over, right? Crap ton of stuff. I haven't even had time to really sit down and relax. So if I have to get off or something, I'm gonna get off, then I will come back. But that's what's gonna happen. Now if I get off and I find out somebody else is live, I'm not gonna get back. I'm not gonna cut somebody off. I'm gonna be respectful of other people. That's why I usually go on during the day. Now clearly, if I go on in the evening, I'm gonna have more viewers because people aren't gonna be at work. But at the end of the day, I'd rather not cut people off and take people off than, just say fuck those people and cut them off all day. So that's not the analogy I want to go with. So. Oh, my eyes are killing me. Let's see what we gotta do today. Got the Weeby zipper. This guy's gonna, I got, 24 muskrat, no, 27 muskrat, 28 muskrat I think I'm at. Not even targeting them, but they are something that's got to go, or be balanced at least. This job that I'm doing here, this property is balancing. It's not about elimination. It's not an elimination job. It's a balancing of the nature job. It's conservation, not elimination. There's couple jobs at the golf course. That is an elimination job. They're going in there causing damage, so that is to get rid of them. But this job at this property you see me working at is not the job to eliminate everything, right? It's a low in the system. Get rid of the adults, let the other ones breed, let all the kids go, grow up, and then come in next year and eliminate the adults. Then the following year they repeat that and come in and breed. And then the kids go and they're killing off the adults. So it's just turning into a breeding area and balancing population as well as taking just enough that they can rejuvenate. So that's kind of what this is versus the one out there. So this is definitely very much a conservation trap line that I'm doing out here. But at the same time, it is a damage control job. But the damage control job, the way I do it is, it allows them to come up there and breed without competition, and those pregnant or whatever happens get pushed out. So that's kind of the goal. keep it open without competition, so they go in there, breed, remove the adults for next season's breeders. And that's kind of the idea. So, been doing it 11 years, and let me tell you something. There's some giant rats in there because of the way we've been doing it. So, clearly not hurting anything. That's where you need a laptop to read the comments. Absolutely, don't own one. If this job works out, that everything works out, $16K a year, guaranteed I'm going to get a laptop, because that laptop's going to, without a doubt, benefit that other job massively. It's going to open up all the opportunities and all the things I can do around that site. So it's really going to make me work at my peak performance on there versus being limited to stuff I can do. Yes, absolutely. The lockup would help right now. But the money I have, this is what we're doing. Everything I do, all day long, done on the phone. My phone one day is going to absolutely crap out on me and go, oh crap. It's going to be absolutely horrible. I'm surprised this Note 20 has lasted this long with all the crap I do on it. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed. It hasn't absolutely gone black and took crap on me. Quite amazing to me. So I'm processing videos, 14 hours a day doing stuff. It's like I do everything that people sometimes do 2 or 3 computers on this thing, and it's still holding up. Mind blown. Absolutely blows my mind. All the editing, everything's done on the phone. Let's see. I gotta focus. Air in my mouth again. Dang dogs. Oh man, there's so much going on. I can't think clearly. I gotta get this figured out. So let's see. I need clippers. I need that. Okay. Clippers. And I need gloves. Gonna need my knives. The face. Gonna need. Where's it? My pelter for the dull side to work on the body a little bit if I need it. If I use my scalpel on any of the body, it blows right through there. Use a pellet to keep it kind of dull, it gives me some room for error. Around the face, you're cutting into the skull and the head. The scalpel's good for that. It just makes it easy. Especially around the ear canals, the eyes. This really helps. On occasionally, if you really sharpen this up around the eyes, is really good too. So, this is a Weeby Boss Dog, and this is just a Caribou Small Pelter. Of course, the Weeby Zipper. There's a pair of Felcos, and that's about all you need, and then a couple boards. Oh. Of course, never can go without a little. These really, I'm sponsored by none of these guys. I've been donated some stuff, but none of them are actual official sponsors. I have no official trapping sponsors. There's a lot of people that help me. Thing that I carry, right? Trapping and in the woods. Let's say I'm skinning here, I'll carry this here. I'm going to the woods and you have all your knives. Crucial. Smith's pocket sharpener. My brother's done a whole freaking elk just by touching it up on this guy. Absolutely incredible. Gotta have it in the woods. They're like $5. Incredible, right? You don't, not just don't, you'll never have a problem, right? The scalpels just change the blade, but when you have like actual knives, this thing is incredible. Absolutely insane. How much money that saves you. And how much time it saves in the woods. What else? Maybe an extra blade here. Put that down there for the scalpel. Gonna grab a set of gloves, I'm gonna get to work. Oh yeah, we're gonna take this nice and slow, and we're just, why am I over there? We're gonna take this nice and slow and just hang out. Kind of relax for the day. Even though it's kind of chaotic, this stuff and the old chat, it's just one of those things where I have time to relax. So I'm not glued to my phone for the next 14 hours. You know, it's so much shit going on. It's not even funny. There's nothing negative going on. It's just all business, and it's crazy right now. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. Waiting for my buddy Gavin to come in here. Should be in here soon. I mean, what is it, Saturday? He just sent me a picture on Facebook of a couple wolves he got. He's in Canada, and he got a couple wolves. Beautiful wolves. Immaculate wolves. I didn't post them, you know, I don't know if I have permission to post them or show them, so I did not show it at all, but it's up to him. He wants me to sit there and post it, I will. If not, I will post it, right? It's his kill, he gets to do with it what he wants. I could actually get this closer. Maybe you'll read it. Let's see. So if I get this closer. Okay. Put this down some. Okay. Maybe you guys will be able to see better. Maybe I'll be able to read the comments. We'll see. Make sure all the lights are on. That's going to help. Gosh, I'm going to do it. Okay, a little bit up. Come on. I think that's going to help. Make sure it's back a little bit. That's going to work. Going to have to look forward to read comments, but it's just close enough I can read them. Met a bunch of people at sports show that like, hey man, we need to go fish. They said, you call me, I'll be ready to go down wherever you want to go. I said, call me, boom, let's go. So, a lot of good things came from it. We're going to do round, all right. I'll get a towel in a little bit when it starts getting a little messy. Y'all can hear me fine, right? Man, my head is hurting. I'm definitely dehydrated. Holy crap. There's so much going on this week. I have to be like, last couple days, like, gotta remember how to skin them. This is a lot has been going on. Gotta go cut. No, that's once again that's dull. Admins, make sure you watch for spam. There's definitely there's going to be some people that pop in here because I ruffled some feathers, but stuff had to be said to protect the members in my group. So there's probably going to be some ruffled feathers. Watch out for those people. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, good. They got a fan going on back there, pretty large box fan. Also had a lot of people come up to me and say that are like the head of the show, be like, hey man, that is thanks for posting that, it needs to be known. They said, why did you? And I said, well, the members in my group is kids friendly, family friendly, and I think, after getting provided solid evidence, I had to make a statement. Not that I want to say anything against the guy, not that I hate the guy, it's just I had to make a post to protect the group. Then I thought, well, nobody's saying anything on YouTube, so they may be oblivious. The title is more to get people to see it, but at the end of the day, it just had to be brought to YouTube. I mean, we've known for years on Facebook, but I never had solid evidence. Now I have solid evidence, so I had to make a post, and I just brought it to YouTube. Just bring a little, people on there to know, right? So. And I got, from YouTube, I got a bunch of emails saying, hey man, yeah, me and my daughter, we're supposed to be out on this boat with them, and we ain't going anymore. So at the end of the day, it seems to be doing the thing that I wanted to do, so. No, that's nasty poop. One of those things too, right? How it all started, that someone came in my group promoting this guy, and then someone said, wait a minute, this guy's this or that, don't want to say the words on it because I don't know what's going to happen based off YouTube algorithm, but basically, you need to check out this guy. So said, wait, I deleted the comment because I'm not going to slander any of the same guy. And so I said, I went to his team and said, you better prove this, because I'm not going to slander any of this guy, and I'm not going to slander somebody that doesn't deserve anything. And so, whatever. So I said, you need to prove it, and he proved it. My friend Andrea in New York just texted me. Her dad's a big time hunter, and her dad, my dad used to hunt, back in the 70s all the time. Geese, not geese, but pheasants, all kinds of things. He owns a gun shop, all stuff, but never mind. Yeah, so I made him prove it, and once he proved it, I said, now I'm in the predicament, do I say something or do I not say something? But then I thought, my group is promoted as kid and family friendly. It was brought to my group by one of his buddies, and it was brought to attention to my group. So do I just ignore this to be a bad group owner, or do I make an official statement saying this is what's happening, you guys need to be aware of this? And that's what I did. Did I have to bring it to YouTube? No, but I think since it was brought up there, I might as well bring it to YouTube and bring the same information to YouTube. Now, is it saying, or did I say, hey, everybody from that channel go look, check out the video? No, I just said what I have to say, and that's it. And it just did its own thing, so. Nothing against the guy. It just had to be said. So, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's just out there now. So my family is going to be going back to New York in March. My grandmother, I'm not going to share it, but they're getting older, all right? And so we got to go check on them, make sure things are going all right. So, God forbid I say something about that, and somebody clearly goes and takes off with it, That's not going to be put out there. That's pretty private information. I'm not going out there, but my dad and mom are, my brother. So, let's see. Look. That thing is absolutely filthy. But it doesn't matter because the edge is clean. So that's all that really matters. About 5 people watching. Watch for spam, guys. Admins. Watch for anything that comes in here. Okay. Come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Over the chest plate. Come on. Alright. Now into the lower jaw. And out the lip. There we go. And the goal of that is not to cut the stomach open. As you can see, got a little deep, but not too bad. That's why when I do it, I keep the tip up versus digging, cutting in. So the tip is very sharp and it's hooked. I don't want it to sit there and rip the guts open. So I keep, when I do it, instead of going like this, flat, I keep it up in the air. Just trying to keep it just under the skin and keep going. Because a lot of knives are blunt in, this is razor sharp. This is for small game all the way up to elk and deer, so that's why it's so sharp. I had 5 people pop in, so I'm sure a couple of them are looking for information. But just be careful, mods. Be careful. Not really going to say anything. Gonna keep most of it. You know, I'm just gonna be careful with what's said. 'Cause they're gonna definitely be fishing for information. I guarantee it. Faye Long, way to go. Must be the video of the kid catching the big bass on my Facebook. Oh, another comment. Yep. There's another comment. It's starting to take off again, it seems like. That video. He's a little blue. I mean, he was underwater for most of the day. Being underwater, it preserves them. Whereas if they're on land, you have to race to get them when it gets warm. Underwater, the water's still cold. It's like an ice chest and keeps them warm. Or I mean cold. So that's benefiting you. When they're on land, it's one of those things. Gotta be careful. I'm watching the numbers, make sure. Right now it's 1, but watch and see the numbers jump up because I know they're gonna bring buddies in or they're gonna disappear. So just gotta make sure the admins are in here watch the chat while I'm watching that number. If that number jumps, you know, just gotta be a little careful. Now maybe just anything, but you also gotta remember that he just gonna get all his buddies in here, and it's just gonna, you know, whatever. My mods will take care of it, but that's the stuff I'm watching for. Then the day when originally brought all that crap up was his buddy shared a business with his picture, and then someone else said, whoa, wait a minute, is that who I think that is? I said, I don't know who it is. And that's kind of where I was like, whoa, wait a minute, we got to prove this before we say something like that. They provided me government documents, and I just provided government documents, wrote what I had to write, and that's it. The thing is, innocent until proven guilty innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So, if he's proven guilty in the court of law, so clearly he's guilty. Now, whether someone's opinion, if he's guilty or not, that's, to me, the court found him guilty, so he's guilty. But the severity, that's still up there, we don't know. So. Without like requesting the court documents, which is public record, if somebody really want to go look at it, they can request the court records of that case and pull it up. So, he did come in here and try to say, oh man, I know he has 17 arrests because it says arrest number 17, and it shows the thing, right? It said 17 arrests, this and that, felony, it says clean record, and then I said, whoa, wait a minute, there's government documents saying that this happened, there's no way. Whatever. I posted that and people are like, nah, bro, what? Nobody believes that crap, right? Now, a felony's fine, but what that felony fell under is the problem. That's the problem. It fell under like, I'm not saying word because I don't want to like have any Facebook or YouTube get in here, but it fell under a very serious category. Felony, whatever, fine, but the category that felony fell under is time to the issue. And that's why this had to be brought up. The other arrests, I don't care. I don't even know what they are. That's irrelevant. So that's kind of the idea why I had to come up. Because it's more the category that felony falls under than the felony. And one of the things that, the more we dig into this, the gentleman pleaded guilty before it went in front of the jury, and probably for a lesser sentence, right? But clearly, on record, it's a lesser charge because he pleaded guilty, probably took a plea deal. So there's also that aspect of it. So what that is, I don't know. Severity, I don't know. But It never got to the jury because he pleaded guilty. And we have a list of charges where he pleaded guilty, convicted, and etc. And then it goes back. So. Then there's other people that came out and said, yeah, the dude took advantage of my girlfriend also. So there's other people coming out saying, this dude did this. People that know the dude and said, this is just the tip of the iceberg with this dude. So a lot of people coming out and speaking about this, and it's like, I'm trying to stay out of it as much as I can, but more and more stuff's coming up. And I think like his brother was in there, all these people were in there, but when we tried to talk to him, right, whatever, he left the group. So other people are sitting there like, hey, you want to care to explain? But the guy left, so now he can't explain what's going on. You mean the dude that got statutory rape for a minor? Yeah, that's pretty sick. So in the state of Oregon, sodomy is what they call it, but other places it's statutory rape, right? It's just, I don't know whether somebody's feelings got hurt or they changed the words based on feelings, but it's essentially statutory rape of a minor, so. They just call it sodomy here. So people from looking from the outside look at, oh, what is sodomy? Well, it's statutory rape. And according to the law, the person was under 16, not 16 under. So, that's it. Yes, exactly. It's more than one case. I mean, 17 arrests, there's got to be more to it. And people coming out saying, this dude's doing all this stuff. And lots of stuff is coming out. I'm like, oh. If I really opened a can of worms, then now, I just touched the tip of the iceberg. Apparently there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah. Yeah. And the people that were in there with Vestal last night, Chris Vestal, brother or whatever, sat there, talked a little bit, posted, and then when people asked questions, left the group. So now he's even there to explain it. When people are like, hey, if this is wrong, why don't you explain it? And they left, so now nobody's explaining it. So as far as we know, it's up to speculation, and what happened. The more we look into it, right, there's really not a lot of details, but somebody can go pull the case record and say, hey, I want the records for this case number, pull all of it, but, what good is that going to do? Right? Maybe pull up some details, but no. It's out there. People can do what they want with that information now. The problem for me is, felony, fine, whatever. But the felony that it fell under, the category, is the issue here for me. The category, not necessarily, sure you got felony, big deal, a lot of people have them. I don't, but not going to judge somebody that may have a different one. But the category fell under is a huge issue for me. That it's raping of a minor. That's a huge problem for me. That's a huge problem. That's a line that shouldn't be crossed. That's bad, bro. That's why I came up. I'm just that is disgusting. Either it's from my group or it's on my video, but yeah, there's a lot of information coming out about him. My group, the Pacific Northwest Salmon and Steel Forum, instead of the wording and it's the symbol, lots of information on there. You can go check it out. Not really trying to promote the group, but definitely go check it out. There's a lot of information popping up on there from a lot of people saying stuff about at Duke. There's companies that, ask questions and, well, how did you find this out? And I explained, I provided proof. I wasn't going to slander an innocent man. The proof popped up. The group's based around promoting kids and women in the outdoors. I think it's safe to make an official announcement as a group owner and be like, this is here to protect the kids of the group, and just be careful who you watch. That's essentially it, and people are saying all kinds of things down there. I've had emails from people saying, hey, me and my daughter were supposed to be on the boat with him, and he says, now we're definitely not going on that boat with him. So I brought attention to somebody that otherwise is going to be on the boat with them. So in that aspect, I'm doing my job. And that comment came from YouTube. So people can bitch all they want about me putting on YouTube, but at the end of the day, it is now protecting kids and women, parents on YouTube. So that's kind of the gist of it. And anybody that really had questions, I said, one of the companies asked questions, and if you want me to further explain, I'm going to be at the show Thursday. I'll come talk to you, and explain kind of the steps I took to make sure an innocent man wasn't, getting. Oh, blast it over the internet, whatever, right? And he said, no, you explain it fine, it's totally understandable, and I understand what you're trying to say and do, and it makes sense. So, you know, I was there, I talked to a bunch of industry professionals, just about basic stuff. Nobody really brought up anything, so it seems to be that they understand what's going on, so. And industry professionals mean like CEOs of businesses, business owners, like these, they are the ones that really seem to understand, so. And the whole idea wasn't to slander the guy. The idea was to get the truth out there, and just be like, hey man, be careful around and watch, you know, watch who your kids are watching, protect the kids. If you're an adult want to hang out, I don't care. You're an adult, you make your own decisions. But when an adult doesn't know and brings their kid that can't really understand along, that's where like things will go wrong, and you just don't want things to go wrong. And that's where I have to bring kind of an audience and be like, hey man, this is what's going on. Protect your kids, whatever. If you're an adult, I don't care, go hang out with them. But if you're gonna bring your kid along, just be aware this is what happened. As he tried to talk to you all about this, what started the beef? Well, essentially what happened, right? This guy named Joshua Party, his buddy, shared some business he's doing, right? And came in the group, shared pictures. Some dude came on and said, dude, this guy's a pedophile. And I was like, I deleted the comment and said, my other admin saw it, so I deleted it and said, I DM'd him and said, hey, you need to prove this with factual evidence. I'm not going to slander an innocent man on here. I've been on receiving into a bunch of crap, and none of it's true. So I'm not going to have that guy go through the same thing. And Adam DM'd me, he proved it with official Oregon Judicial Department information, and I was like, okay, you know, now I have to make a decision as a group owner that promotes kids and women and getting outdoors. Do I make an official post or just let it fly? I'm like, the irresponsible thing to do would be just to let it fly, you know, because then I'm partly guilty if something happens to somebody else. So I said, I got to make an official statement. I did. You know, some things were going on, some stuff was going on. I was like, sportsman show's coming up. It's known on Facebook, it's not known on YouTube. I said, I have to bring some information to YouTube. I only made one video about it. That's it. And people can do with that information what they want. I put in a message that said, hey, if you want some proof that I have, here's my email me, I'm going to send it to you. And that's it. But his girlfriend tried coming on here, he tried coming on here, saying a bunch of crap. It's just one of those things where they are just gone. I don't want to deal with it. I did my job to protect my members and get the word out there to protect kids and women, and that's essentially what I did. After the guy, I made the guy prove it first, right? I didn't just go out and slander the guy. Now, it was known that some things were going on with him, some things were thrown around over the years, and I just kind of ignored it. I was like, you're just saying crap because you don't like the guy. So it finally came to my group and I said, wait a minute. I need to figure out what's going on. That's when I actually said, you need to prove this, or anything about that's not going to be allowed. And he proved it, and I was like, God, dude, you touched a kid. And I was like, and that's it. And then my admin started pulling up more information. I'm like, geez. People started coming in and saying, man, this is just the tip of the iceberg with this dude. Another person came and said, man, my girlfriend was 17 and this dude absolutely took advantage of my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, clearly this dude's a bad dude. And I felt kind of bad bringing it up, you know, but I had to from business perspective on the group. But now that all this is coming out, I'm like, I don't feel so bad anymore. I talked with people that, you know, run the sports show. I tend to explain it. They're like, you know what? You did the right thing from owning the group perspective. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, it's not about slandering the guy. Whatever, you got a felony, do whatever. But the felony's for touching kids. And the fact that it's touching kids is the major problem. Now, God, when I say kids, I'm talking 18 and under. The law says 16 and under it happened, but that's where like it just kind of, I don't agree with that at all. So, what?
Anybody in there?
Yeah, a few people.
Good. I saw a guy who's mounting a 95-pound beaver in Wisconsin. Doing the mount. That's a big beaver.
Some guys, my dad just said it was mounting a 95-pound beaver in Wisconsin as a taxidermist. That's a big beaver. Whatever way you cut it. Nowadays you have to cover it. Yeah. One of those things, right? If he tried to come to the sports show and say something to my face, I was sitting in a booth that have police officers in it, that, you know, have all this stuff. These people that are really good to me, this dude tried to say something, tried to attack me something, those dudes would have took the dude out, I swear. So this is one of those things where I can go there, nobody's not bothered enough to show up anymore. I just kind of casually walked around, ran the booth, did what I had to do, and that's it, you know. No, that's the 1% chance if he did. Kind of surrounded by some people that ain't gonna put up with that. Whether the person likes me or not, it's not gonna happen. The people that are there. So. And it's one of the things, right? If I was lying, I definitely wouldn't have walked around the sports show, talked to the industry professionals, showed my face everywhere. But the thing is, I have nothing to hide. The truth is out there now, and that's it. And the biggest thing to me, like I talked about, is I made sure the dude proved it. Because I'm not going to slander an innocent man. I've been on the end of it where people say, drag me through the mud, but at the end of the day, right, if you actually look into me and get to know me, I get carried away trying to explain and help people, and I'm trying to help, and some people don't like it, some people do, and then you end up having haters, it's whatever, But you can do my background checks, you can look into me, it's whatever. I'm clean record, never been in trouble, I played sports, been in the outdoors, soccer, baseball, never had time to get in trouble. So, when people start to slander me, I never had to hide. I don't hide anything. If I was guilty of something, I'd probably shut down my comments, hide my social medias, try to hide from it until it rolls over, and then someone come back. But, innocent men don't usually run. If a cop pulls you over and you're just there, didn't interfere with the wrong, they talk to you, let you go. If you're hiding drugs on you, you're gonna fucking run. So, innocent versus guilty, guilty's gonna run, innocent probably just talk the way out and be done. So. Now, I don't want to get into being scared of police and none of that stuff. I'm just in general. The guilty man's gonna try to run, ditch stuff, whatever. The innocent man's not. And when I got shit talked to me, I never ran from it. Just let them run their mouth. I'm right here, half the people that are super blindly loyal to them will follow me to a degree. The half that's not sure will come find my page, make their own decision. That's where those people build my following. So there's no bad publicity. Haters pay your bills because haters bring followers, and followers pay your bills. So at the end of the day, there's no bad publicity. Me bringing this up by this guy, he may become more popular, but he also may not. So I just brought up let people make their own decision at the end of the day. That's it. That's a big BB, for sure. There's other people too in that group that's way more gung-ho on it. I'm just I just brought the information. Now I'm just going to sit back and see what happens in the group, right? Moderate too, if people start absolutely flipping out, yeah, I'll take some moderation actions, but I'm not there really to cause any drama. I just brought the information, that's it. Maybe the dude runs in a relationship with somebody younger and somebody caught him. Okay, that's fine, but to be statutory rape in the 3rd degree, and then further not to drop it down, not put it to a misdemeanor, says there's some definitely serious stuff going on there, right? Because usually a felony in the 3rd degree can be dropped down, whatever. But since it wasn't, and he got charged the felony and pled guilty, and usually if he pleads guilty before the jury, there's a big deal there, big deal going on. So I'm assuming it was probably pretty damn bad what happened. So. And the whole jury, 12-man jury, whatever, the reason on why the actual going for the jury's counsel said judgment under the official documents. And then you go to the judgment, it says guilty, convicted, and then it talks about the other stuff. So, well, that's the thing. He probably got a deal, right? And so he didn't have to go in front of the jury. And I guarantee it was a good deal, right? So it never made it to the jury. He just pled guilty because he knew, in his mind, he did it, and he's guilty. So it never got to quite to the jury, but at the end of the day, his own guilt. He was guilty. He said, oh yeah, I did it for sure. But I guarantee you there's some other stuff going on in there that they're talking made a deal. So, because my bet is if it went to the jury, they would have no mercy on him. So that's probably why he was scared to go to the jury and just pled guilty for a deal. So there's got to be something there where he knew it was pretty bad, and he just said, okay, whatever, give me a deal, I'm going to take it, to get his own ass out of more trouble. So. Yeah, they had the jury and everything scheduled, everything, and then they canceled it because he pled guilty for judgment. And I was like, so the fact that you could go through jury, right, or the fact that he said he was guilty, so his own guilt, pleading that yeah, I did it, is kind of like, I don't know which is worse. Going for the jury gets convinced or just admitting your guilt. And usually when you admit your guilt, there's a big deal there to drop it down. And that's where like, kind of makes me wonder if it's actually really bad and they bumped it down a bit. And that's where like, there's got to be a deal going on there so he didn't get absolutely murked by the jury. How does he have so many subscribers? Is it possible to buy subs? You can buy subs in just about anything. I don't. That's the thing, right? You can absolutely buy followers, right? Usually people buy followers to bump their numbers way up, look good, whatever, you know. My Facebook numbers are 31,000. I have the proof, right? It says, ever bought followers, ever paid for ads? No. It's just organic, and a lot of it's haters, and it just builds their following. You can pay for them, but at the end of the day, right? That just bumps a number up. That doesn't get views to pay you, so. And one of those things, right? That's the problem, right? And people on Facebook know, but nobody brought it up to YouTube. Now that I brought it to YouTube, I think I was at like 146, now it's at like 136. So it dropped a shit ton of followers, but that's not my goal, right? My goal is just to bring a little awareness to YouTube, because it's sliding under the radar on YouTube for quite a long time. His Facebook ain't big, but his YouTube big because nobody knew about it, and nobody was talking about it on here. So, I thought, bring it to YouTube, so at least somebody's aware. I mean, whatever happens, happens now, right? So. Some people will blame me for bringing it up, but at the end of the day, right, when I think about it, yeah, I brought it up, I brought awareness to it, but he's the man that did it. He's the man that said, I'm guilty for doing it. I'm like, how is it my fault for bringing it up, It's public record. Not my fault I brought it up. I just happened to bring it up and bring it to another platform so people are aware. What it takes for protecting kids and women. So, I just never knew buying subs was possible. Oh yeah. Half these people on YouTube, right? YouTube, all these things. I think you spend $50 and get like 12,000 or 10,000 subs, 5,000 subs. But they're all bots. They don't even actually watch it. It's whatever, right? It's all possible, right? Those Instagram followers, all that shit's fake. When you go to Instagram and you look at who's interacting with the post, then you look at who it is. There's a lot of like bots in there usually, and it's still not a high number. It still doesn't. You have 31,000 over here, right? And you have one like. Either the content you're posting is very unpopular, which right now on my Facebook, my growth is absolutely stopped because I'm showing dead animals. But as soon as I start posting fishing, I'm growing 3,000-4,000 a month. So right now, dead animals, I haven't grown I don't think I've grown 300 since November. So the content has a lot to do with it, but go back far enough, you start seeing couple likes, but there are 31, 40, maybe a million. That number here could be all bots. When you start looking at the stats of numbers, that's where it really starts to tell what's going on. So, and you also have people that will, on Instagram, they can hide the likes. But if you click on the number, it will start list all the names. So you still can't really hide it that well. You're just trying to watch out for people. No problem. 100%. 100%. There's a movie that's political called Sound of Freedom. Watch the whole movie, try to watch without prejudice, all this stuff, and they start bringing up, like, at the end of the movie, they start talking statistics, actual numbers, right? And it's blew my mind, right? Absolutely blew my mind. So, it's a huge problem. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of so strong in that fact that I don't care, whatever felony over there, but felonies for touching, raping kids, minors, that's a fact. That's a huge problem for me. And here's the biggest number that I learned from the movie. The U.S. is the #1 consumer of child pornography, child, underage, like, I don't, molesting of children, selling them to like a sex slave, number one consumer of sex slaves and all that stuff, which is scary. U.S. is number one in all that stuff. Which really shows you that the fact that a lot of this is getting covered up, a lot of it's not talked about, is a little scary. Then they bring up the number, and it's like in the millions, like 130 million children are still out there in the sex slave industry. Like, and that's not like adults, that's like 18 and under. And they're usually around 6 to 14, and it's disgusting. So do you live near this guy? Any chance you run into? No, I don't. I mean, he fishes the area, but I don't live near him. He lives down towards Salem, Eugene. I live up around the Portland area, right? So I tell you what, I definitely don't live in Portland. I don't think I would even be able to handle that, because I went to town, right? This fine French restaurant one time for my sister-in-law's birthday, and I walk into the parking garage, I look around, I'm like, turn to my dad, I'm like, dude, these ain't my people. I feel so uncomfortable being here. I couldn't wait to get back out and do something outdoors. It was so weird. Those are definitely not my people. So no, he lives down Salem, Eugene. I live up the Portland, outside Portland area of the country, out there. So, but no, he tends to go down to a certain rock. People said, and live stream all his fishing. There's a bunch of people that know he's talking about. Hey, they said, hey, that's the dude that live streamed from that rock. So at the end of the day, people tend to know where he's fishing, and I don't advocate for filming anything, but gee, what happens if something happens and it ends up on social media? Let me tell you, don't send it to me, because I don't want any part of that, but someone said on there, say, man, someone's going to get their ass beat, and I'm like, I just didn't reply to him, like, whatever. It's one of those things where people know the rock he films off of and fishes all the time, so, yeah. Sound of Freedom is one of the best movies, yes, absolutely. It's one of those things where half the people are political about it, other half is like, I went in there without political bias and watched it, like, holy crap. Holy crap. No wonder they're trying to silence this movie. Because it talks about, like, all these rich, like, the number one consumer are the rich, right? And it really talks about something that maybe these people are trying to hide, some of this. So I watched it, like, really open my eyes. I stayed after the credits. I was like, holy crap. What a crazy ass world we're in, right? My mind was like, damn. And it all made sense why everybody was trying to shut it down and nobody wanted to do it, and it all kind of clicked, and like, all these people, that money out there, not all of them, but some of them are probably invested in this and saying, hey, we can't put this out there, don't promote it, because then we're going to get caught. And it's like, damn, it really clicked. I'm like, half the people bought into the political aspect of it, and then I thought, when I watched it, like, there's really no political message there. Only really political, the company that produces somewhat, religious, but they really went after that movie big time, and it's a real big red flag about all those people out there pushing saying this is bad. And I watched them, like, I didn't see anything political. Maybe they have an agenda there to silence it because for some other reasons, because maybe they dabble in some other stuff. Because, like, all the shit they talk about, I saw it and I watched them, like, the news and then what it was. I'm like, there's no correlation what they're saying to what was on TV. I'm like, all the news shit, I was like, what are they, geez, the religious thing, but religious, the production come out, what in the world, they turn all this shit. So once I watched them, like, that's the most outlandish shit they put on the news to slander that. I'm like, it just blew my mind how hard they tried to silence it. With stuff that really had nothing to do with it. But then you watch it, like, nothing that you thought it was when you scoured the news. I'm like, they gotta have some secret agenda there why they're shutting that down. It absolutely blew my mind, the Sound of Freedom versus what they're saying on the, hey Jay, versus what they were saying on the like news was slandering it. But when I saw that and then I went to watch it, I'm like, wait a minute. The news is saying one thing, the movie's about something completely different. I'm like, and this stuff over here on the news didn't really make any sense. I'm like, what in the world is going on? The only correlation there, the rich people over here on the news are probably participating in some stuff that they don't want people to see. But everybody that saw the Sound of Freedom movie absolutely was blown away. So that's why I like this stuff. I try not to follow the news blindly, right? I try to sit back and have an independent opinion. If something like that movie that seems, good, there's all stuff slandered, I'll go in there with, not going in there with a political stance. I'll just try to watch the movie and see what it's about. To me, I didn't see anything political. And then I didn't see anything political in Sound of Freedom, and it really brought up an important message, and I was like, that's why I'm so against this guy that's out there in statutory rape in the 3rd degree, and sitting there talking about this stuff and how some people defend it, and I'm over here like, you touched a fucking child, bro. That's a line you don't cross. How hard is that to understand? But whatever. The dude's, that dude, 145,000 followers for 541 Fisherman. He's out there when it's 17 statutory rape of a, under the law, under 16-year-old. So I'm like, and that wasn't that long. It was 2017, right? So it wasn't. You can't really say, hey, in the 70s or 80s, whatever. We could date younger, whatever. My parents did. It's no big deal. But now it's one of those things where that's a line you don't cross, and so he got charged with it. The fact that he didn't want to go to the jury and he took a plea deal guaranteed to make it seem less is kind of alarming. Like, yeah, this dude definitely tried to take it down notch because he went in front of the jury. The jury was actually going to drag him through the mud. So, how's your season going, Chopper J? At this point, I just need to loosen his tail up and then work the legs in and just peel it. If you haven't watched Chopper J, he's definitely a good one to go watch. You should definitely check him out. Very into the trapping. If you know fishing with flares, that Chopper J goes and traps his property. So definitely someone to check out for sure. I will admit, right, when I first started seeing Flair and a lot of the Google stuff, I was very skeptical, right? But then watching Chopper J and watching him, like how he knows the dude and all this stuff and trapping, I'm like, my whole opinion absolutely shifted it. Like Flair's a good dude. I kind of thought he was like, this guy, I don't know, right? And part of that came from, I watched a video where he posted something saying he was doing this, and in the video he never did. I'm like, what is going on? But learning from watching Chopper J and Jay's interaction, my opinion is actually shifted with Flair. Absolutely good dude, right? It's great to know people like Chopper J and watch the stuff and learn like people that actually interact with versus like sometimes the social media side. That could be two totally different things. So check Chopper J out. Definitely a good dude. And the thing about, right, Chopper J, he's not an idiot, right? So he's not going to associate himself with absolute D-bags. And so one of those things where Chopper J sits there and knows him and talks to him, and Chopper J and Flair work together. Clearly, Flair's not an idiot, and that's coming from somebody that's never met him, but just kind of, sees this kind of stuff that's going on and doesn't understand it, right? Thoroughly, and so he's a good dude, right? And one of those, nothing is Parrot, none of those guys. The whole Google squad's great. Nothing wrong with them. It just sometimes you get these vibes, basically they put out there, and you go to watch something, you watch the whole video, and then he's never in the video. I'm like, yeah, it's clickbait, right? But when you look for a specific technique, I was like, damn, dude, I watched this whole video, it wasn't in there, right? But yeah, he's a good dude for sure. And knowing that Flair supports trapping is a huge reason I'm absolutely split the hell out of the dude. So definitely good dude, Chopper J and Flair, great people for sure. I mostly watch the news for the updates on this stuff. Yeah. I don't even watch the news anymore. I just check my phone and flip it off. Because at the end of the day, like, the news is just... Out here, I turn on KGW, Fox, whatever it is. I counted one day on KGW. It took 7 stories about deaths, shootings, and stabbings before it got to, oh, let's look at the weather. And then the very last couple things were a good story, right? I'm like, you watch that all day, it is actually going to corrupt your thought process on their stuff, right? It's feeding you this horrible stuff, not because it's a good story, it's because that's what people suck up and that's what sells them. They get views for. Like, why can't they talk about, oh, this woman came on, kid and helped this veteran, like a good story, but they never show that because people aren't interested in that. Hey, Jidlin Dan, how are you doing? Let me know if I'm overlapping anybody's live. I do. Last thing I want to do is go over anybody's live because I try to go live during the day because I definitely don't know other people's schedules. I'm definitely not trying to cut them off. I'll tell you that. One of my biggest concerns is going over other people, and that's why you see me go live during the day. If that wasn't an issue, I would go live in the evening because I know everybody's off work and they tune in. So, that's one of my fears, right? To cut somebody off and somebody get upset with me. Because I'm very much a people pleaser. I want people to be happy. I do not want to cut people off, You saw me do this in 5 minutes. It's more right now just hanging out with y'all, chatting, getting to know you guys, see how it's going. It's so I do something with my hands, right? Otherwise I get bored and start grabbing things, whatever, But just give me something to do with my hands. If I just sat here and talked to you, it's visually boring for you, and it really doesn't do any good for people, so. And Dan, of course, saying hi. I'm also watching The Darkness. I know I'm 3 hours behind people on the East Coast. So I'm very much, once it gets dark, I'm going to get a little concerned of going over people because once it gets dark here, I only have a couple hours before it's dark there, and usually people are going live. So, the crack of the garage I'm watching. I may have just made, I want to go over this, but I may have just made a deal with a friend, not outdoor related, but promoting and promote this stuff, and then so moderating and promoting. I may have just secured myself a $16K bank check at the end of the year, just for moderating and promoting. This person makes $50K a year, and she said, I'll give you a quarter of it, or a third of it if you sit there and push yourself and we get to our goals. So I'm like, okay, deal. My head is hurting. I'm so dehydrated. Thinking about doing a Nutria video using traps most people have never seen. That was a good idea. I talked about something like that, right? I want to show you this, Jidlin Dan. I'll put the slide over here for a second. I talked about this a little bit, right? Came from an ADC trapper in Oregon, right? I touched on this in the beginning of the video, but I want to go over this with you, right? ADC guy said, all the stuff, we have a law where our 330s have to be under the water, right? Bottom jaw at least. And if I stack them, I have to have the top 330 under the water. So, the average person runs these horizontal. When I first brought up in a group, people blew their minds, right? That, why would you do that? That makes no sense. It's for horizontal. I said, well, besides me, there's only one other person that I know that actually does this for ADC work, and he sits there and makes them 50, 60 inches tall. out of Belial's. I said, you know, doesn't really talk about it. He goes by username, you know. If he wants credit, I'll give him credit. But at the end of the day, I thought, man, that's a good idea. I've told people about it, still don't ever see people doing it. But here's the deal. Instead of setting this like this, since legally at 330 that's bottom jaw, it doesn't matter how big, I'd have a bar down the middle if I stacked them right. But with this, if I go like this, I'd have 23 inches of water fluctuate without having to remove a trap every day because it goes below half. And now I don't have to touch it, don't have to disturb the area, and they won't be climbing on it to get through it. So now if it comes up again, in that spot you saw the beavers pumping in the traps, I think they're going to be a little toast. Everybody runs like this, but not me. I'm going to be running like this on an H stand. That's going to absolutely kill anything that goes through there. RBG 10.2. It's not actually 22 wide, it's 22 and 3/4, so I just call it 23. But setting in vertical, right, on a tall H stand, game over in those deep canals. Especially one like down at the end I have, that's, when I put a 330 in there, you have about a ½ inch on one side, ½ inch on the other when it's actually in channel. It's absolutely rutted out, it's perfect for a 330. That would absolutely murder in that spot, but gonna use it up high when it gets flooded. Think about doing a nutria. So I talked to Nick, he says, the little finagle you can do it, right? That's the thing I'm going to try to figure out. So, when it's set on there, I think if I set it like this, right, the stand, when it's set, is going to come together right here, and just in the bars, it's going to lock it and hold it on top. So it's there, it's going to be locked, right? And I shouldn't have an issue, especially if I set the bar like this or behind. It's got to be done somehow. I haven't really fiddled with it, but I've seen it done, right? The guy has custom stands when he does it. But I said, Nick, can I fit on these? He said, yeah, you're not going to have a problem doing it. You just got to make sure it fits, right? So on an average 48-inch stand, it's not going to fit. So with my 58s, it's just barely actually locking up. So it fits in the 58 for sure. That's the thing, right? When this is all set, it's going to be interesting how it stabilizes. But like I said, I think when there's a gap here, the top of the H stand is going to be just enough inside this and here that's going to hold the stand. And I'm pretty sure when I set it on there, that L shape is going to sit right here. So still a little finagling. I haven't set it yet. I haven't put it on there because I'm not going to play the here, screw it, and they get caught in it and be in trouble. So I usually have a trapping partner. When I trap, I'm going to figure it out in the line. Hey, Gavin. So yeah, that's going to be sitting on the stand. Even if I were to sit there and weld a little bar on there to hold it, I think it's going to be great. You know. And the trigger here, it's crimp on, so you can adjust the pressure how stout you want this trigger, so it doesn't fire from debris. Yes, you absolutely do. They are. Now, see the triggers here, right? It comes off. But at the end of the day, that is not a huge issue, right? Just grab a setters, put it up here, and lock it up. It's not, right? It's there already. It's not a huge issue. Springs are powerful. These bars are, I think, 5/8 inch, super massive bars. This thing ain't bending, I'll tell you that right now. Nothing's gonna bend that crap. It's a beefy, beefy trap. Bought it from Trap Shed Supply. You know, you pay the basic ship and there's no oversized fee, right? Oh, that's strong. Yeah, that's good stuff. People talk about it being a little slow, but that when you run into the 12/16s, 10/22s, it's got to be a little slow because at the end of the day, there's a lot of trap moving, right? So that's kind of normal. That's just the way it is. Doesn't matter if you use the Minnesota brand, Belial's, whatever. No matter what you do, the bigger the trap, the slower it's actually going to shut because there's more surface water, surface area hitting the jaws. So yeah, just got to deal with that. But I've seen mink caught with this. I've seen muskrat caught with this. I've seen all kinds of things on Facebook. But the biggest thing that kind of shocked me was a mink caught by the tail in here. Then about a week later, a muskrat was caught by the tail in here. So this thing absolutely holds on. There's not a lot of issues with it. Yeah, these are pretty sweet. If you guys do go out there and use them vertically, give me a little credit, you know, because I'm like the only one actually going out there vocalizing this now, like talking about it. The other dude, you know, he won't talk about it. You have to actually ask the guy a very specific question to bring it up. But other than that, he will not talk about it. So for those things, the guy wants credit, I'll give it to him. But I got to hear it from him, right? But this, I'm really the only one going around talking about this. And when I do talk about it publicly, a lot of people are like, geez, what? Never thought of that. So if you do use it, just give me some credit. Just to say, hey, Anthony Rubeo always brought it up, and just do that, right? That's all I ask. Because really, like I said, I brought it up to people and nobody's doing it. Nobody's publicizing it. So on social media, on Facebook, I'm really the only one to sit there and bring this up. So if you're gonna do it, please give me the credit. And then they will come here and I'll be like, this is where I learned it from this gentleman. I'm not saying his name right because I don't know his name, but I know his username, and I'm not sure if he wants that public. So his name or anything, don't know if he wants any credit. But this is the idea from him. And at the end of the day, now his idea is he cuts them and make them 50 plus inches tall out of Belial. So he's not actually using these short tracks. But taking this and doing it vertical is the idea from him, then I'm adapting it to what I want to do. So, like I said, all I ask is you give me credit if you put them vertical. Horizontal, I don't care. That's normal. But the whole idea of sitting here doing this is something that people don't talk about. So, take a picture. Yeah, I saw Gavin. I saw the wolf you caught. I didn't publicly post it because I don't know if you want that out there. I don't know what you're okay with. So I saw it. I replied, and I did not publicly post it. All that stuff. If you want to post it, I will. But you just gotta tell me, because I don't want to like sit there and post something that somebody doesn't want. I'm not trying to do that. Does it make the type of stand for that trap? What do you mean, Corey? The stand that I use is just the typical. I'll grab one. Make sure I grab the 10-inch, not the 12-inch wide. But at the end of the day, your average H stand, right? I know you can't see me very well. Let me adjust this. At the end of the day, right? Your average H stand, your 48 is going to cut off here. About 48, this is the 58, so you're getting about 10 inches cut off. So it's going to be tight, but you'll be in here and it'll be already cut. So you need a 58-inch stand if you can do this. You don't have to, you can tie the top, but with this stand, when it shuts, this part of the bar is going to be between the jaws, and that's going to lock the top of the stand. The bottom's going to sit in there, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. Only thing you're going to really have to play with is which side you want the spring to hang, or etc. But at the end of the day, it's going to fit in there. It's going to fit right in the deep channel. Shot at your bait, awesome. Corey, at this type of stand, if you set it horizontally, there's no stand, right? It sticks and stuff like that. You can put 2 KB stands on the bottom of it, stabilizers, whatever. I don't want to go through all that hassle. I end up losing all the stuff, and especially the KB stands, they end up popping off. I can buy the wire, but I don't. Put it on here, not gonna have issues, right? And I have a bunch of those 5, 6, I don't know, 6-foot angle iron. I'll put a stick out here, and if I really want to put a stick there, put a stick across this between the jaws and add more stability. What I did learn when I double stacked them, this was in and they were pushing on it, wiggling, and if it didn't wiggle, the animal would have been dead, but he pushed on it multiple times, he plowed into it and left. At the end of the day, big stand like this, I'm going to add stability outside, run a stick through this so I can wedge it in here, and then somehow connect it to the stakes out here. So there's more stability up here. So that's what I'm going to do. Now a normal 330 is going to be down here, you're not going to need any extra stability. Like I said, these aren't 48, they aren't 42, they're 58. The video's not out yet. In the video I talk about, the only place I can buy the tall ones like this that are made for them is Snare Shop. They're expensive, but at the end of the day, besides running like a piece of rebar or fiberglass, so what I do, they're worth it for me. I've caught beaver in them. So. See if I can turn this down now. Come on. Guy. There we go. Oh man, this hair is a mess. You can send it to your channel. I don't care. Just send it to the right people. Yeah, that's why I'm not putting it on Facebook, right? Half the people that follow me out there are fishermen. The other half outdoors, and then you got the little nosy PETA people. I'm like, yeah. I tease them all the time. They'll come in there. I'll unblock them, block them, just bump my numbers out, fiddle with them. It's really fun, but. They said they think they're unblocked. They get all mad. They come in there. My numbers bump up, and then I block them, and then they're like, oh dang. Then I unblock them, and then get mad again, and it bumps my numbers up. I'm weaponizing them to bump statistics up. They just don't even realize it. Whatever. And usually once I start posting like little more, other trap stuff, they're just gone. I don't want them on there because then they, like I said, they take the photos. So. The one that I mess with all the time, they just screenshot my profile, say, yeah, this guy's this or a shithead, whatever. This is really funny. But yeah, I definitely won't post anywhere. The only place I really have to post that's somewhat secluded is on my timeline here, on the little community notes. How old are you, Gavin? First of all, because if you're under 18, I don't know the laws of whether I could post, I don't know. I'm very careful with what I post, right? So, I don't know if there's any really restrictions on that, but I really don't want to sit there and be like, hey, I put this, and then some parent get upset. I don't want to get involved in that. But, that guy, he did that stuff in 2017, Gavin. He's been charged, but the fact that it's back up now is, he's mad, but, oh yeah, he's charged. Just the fact that he did it, and there's evidence, he's not happy. So that guy's out of the group, but his girlfriend, 5'1" fishing woman, has been popping in. So just be careful, Captain. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm harmless, literally, right? I went to the sports show, sat in the booth for 7 hours, sold fishing gear. Wasn't even really supposed to be there, but I just decided to help out, right? Absorb knowledge. I'm not going to be around people if I'm a bad guy, Especially when there's people, there's cops in the booth, there's, CEOs of the companies, owners of the companies that are legendary in the fishing world. Yeah, I ain't going to be around these people if I'm bad. Because they're like, yeah, dude, get out of here. So. And especially the CEO's not going to go to the other guys, but man, he's a good dude. He's coming in, he's a good dude. So having a CEO that literally travels the world all over and sits there and says, oh yeah, he's a good dude to the people, it's pretty big. Yeah, I just can and sell them on eBay. Half the people are going to cut them up, half the people are going to put them in hoops. It's, let people do what they want with them. I'm just processing them. They don't have to be perfect. There's no first standard I have to follow. Size standards, obviously, but when they're around, I don't think there's really size. When I do case skin, there's a size nap I have to follow, but other than that, there's really, not much. Yeah, I was also down there, I was down there for 7 hours. I really walked around a couple times, talked to ambassadors, running a little bit of business aspect, and talked to some major bait designers, guys that literally sit on the computer designing baits, and faces of companies, people that are on TV all the time. Yeah, so I'm around a lot of big names, and I'm not gonna be around them if I'm a bad dude. So. How many of you know who Randy Newberger is? Hunter, the dude? The Hunter? So I walked into the show, right? I go in the exhibitor's entrance, and I'm waiting there, talking to some people. He's 20 feet from me, just talking to his daughter. No big deal. The average hunter would be, oh my God, it's Randy Newberg. I'm just like, another outdoorsman. Did you allow anyone post cooking pictures on your Facebook group? I don't care. If it's clams, I don't care, whatever. Just, hey, I cooked this, this is the recipe I use, blah, 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 go for it. It's the outdoors group, right? Yes, it's salmon and steelhead. Great, post salmon and steelhead, but if you sit there and post salmon and steelhead, that's even better. People go look at that like, man, that looks good. It's going to get engagement, right? So post away. In the shellfish group, in the salmon and steelhead group, go ahead and post that stuff. That's all welcome. It doesn't just have to be a catch photo. It can be, look what I caught, here's what I made with it. It's a community, right? People just post, do what they want, If there is something that's, maybe not allowed, I have really good moderators. Moderators will be like, nah, but they really don't deny a lot of stuff unless, it's a business that's over promoting or there's somebody that they know that's a bad dude, it just won't get it, so. Yeah. And if they deny it, I can go into the group activity and reverse and then promote, then add it, right? What I'm saying is I can go back into that group activity, store your post as deleted, and then approve it myself if they really don't allow. So I'm going to override that if I wanted to, because I am the owner, so I can just override shit. Even if other admins do it, it's not a big issue. They are understanding. They know I'm very knowledgeable in that stuff, and if I make a decision, they're fine with it. Just like when my moderators do stuff, I'm like, dude, you're in the industry, do whatever you want. You're a solid dude, you have free reign in my group. Just make sure you follow these simple steps, do whatever, And they're really good, they run the group great. Talk to them, when I first started, I gave them a couple tips, what to look out for, what the ideas, and then they just run with it, and they do fine. Out of my moderators, I hardly ever have to talk to them. I rarely ever have anybody complain. So, at the end of the day, it's working pretty well. And one of the groups really, Corey, the only reason it's at 31,000 versus 60 or 70 is because at the end of the day, I think my moderators turn down 3/4 of the members trying to come in. Either they don't answer questions or they just don't have any real outdoors and stuff. A lot of it gets turned down. It's not a group that I'm building numbers super big. It will slowly get there, but I'm not just letting people flow in. Because that's how you get porn, spam, and all that other bullshit. And it leads to all kinds of problems. Then it leads to people's accounts getting stolen, and it's a whole fiasco, right? It's just a whole crippling spiral. And that's why my group is so good at not letting porn and crap get posted, because everything is watched in that group. The number one thing I said, there's security, right? Someone can come in, pass, then the account gets stolen. Then I have post approval, right? So that post approval is going to catch the stolen account, whatever, that's fine, right? Either delete them, remove them, or whatever. Usually they're like, hey man, my account got stolen, that's fine. Delete that account, but let them back in. I've stopped bestiality, I've stopped illegal porn, all kinds of absolute crazy wild stuff from getting in my groups. Whereas, if people just let people in and pre-post, people see that and go, dude, why don't you control your group? And that's why my group's not at 70,000, it's at 31. Because we actually pretty secure with what's happening there. At the end of the day, we just don't let people come in. It gets out of control, it becomes a mess, and then you just can't really keep your members safe, keep everything going, it's the whole fiasco. So. Yeah. I just use it playing box. At the end of the day, Gavin, as long as it's stretched out and drying, that's what matters, right? There's really you don't have to put it on a board, you don't have to put it here, right? It's just, as long as it's stretched out enough, little stretch, and it's drying, that's fine. Hell, I could just skin it, put over, let it dry, and send it to the canner, and it'd be fine, but it's a little fun in putting it up, Just check, look out the window, look out the crack of the door again, make sure it's not getting too late, so. And today, you know, there's a couple companies down there, you know, I helped, and they said, we have some people coming in from Texas. I don't want too many people in the booth. I said, okay, that's no big deal. They said, I'll come down to work it, you know, just to learn. They're like, nah, not today, you know. I think we got it covered. You know, I have so many ambassadors here, and then like I have people coming in from Texas. I don't want the booth overcrowded. He says, that's fine, you know. Whereas Thursday, the Texas ambassadors weren't there, so like I just came down to help. Really wasn't even planning to stay there. It was just stop by chat, but I looked in there and right, got there, like, the booth was swarmed with people. I'm like, geez. There's an ambassador at every table talking, right? I'm like, I'm going to stay because at the end of the day, if one needs to take a break, I can pop in there for a little place and just do my best. I'm knowledgeable enough about fishing. I may not be super knowledgeable about the products, but at the end of the day, I'm there to learn that, and I'm pretty knowledgeable about what we can do. If I need help, I know who to go to. So, sold a few rods, talked to a bunch of people. It was great. And at the end of the day, I didn't get paid squat, and I'm kind of happy. I'm happy with that because the knowledge I learned is very valuable. Then even better, right? I went there. At the end of the day, you know, I was going home. I checked out a friend's booth, and I'm like, Dave? He's like, yeah, hey, Anthony Rubeo outdoors. I'm like, hey, my neighbor, right? That actually owns the STD course. Did sold to Steven Ranella, and he's like, you need to ride home? I'm like, I have a ride. He's like, I'm going home right now. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. Went home with him, talked trapping, fishing. He's my trapping mentor that taught me a lot of things and all that stuff. So Dave Smith, the STD course, was bought by Steven Ranella. So at the end of sometime in the day, he got a phone call and said, you got to come to the back. We got to talk to somebody, right? Got to talk to you. He goes in there. Steven Ranella is standing there. Guess what Steven Ranella wants to talk about? Not fishing, not hunting. He said, hey, Dave, let's talk trapping. He wants to talk trapping. Not hunting, none of this. Hey, let's talk trapping. The guy has a show, right? And he doesn't get to do enough, so let's talk about trapping. You know how exciting that makes me? That someone as big as Steven Ranella, meat eater or something, you know, wants to go talk about trapping with somebody, right? That gives me chills. That's awesome. That just blows my mind. Yeah. Did the snowshoe hair, yeah. Yeah, so the show, Steven Ranella was there, you know, a bunch of big names. So it is, my lips are dry and getting hair on. It is one of the biggest shows on the West Coast, and getting to be the biggest show west of the Mississippi. That has a general outdoors exhibit, right? There may be hunting, STI, all that stuff that's bigger in Vegas, but to cover hunting, fishing, and outdoors and recreation stuff, this is the biggest on the West Coast. Yeah, my voice is, oh, my voice is not, you know, handling well. Minute, almost 2 hours, that's not bad. You're going to come in here and be like, man, what's taking so long to skin the round? I'm like, I'm hanging out with you guys. I could have skinned this thing in 5 minutes, been in the house done. But I decided to come out here and be live with you, hang out, talk. Hang out, you know? Get to know the real me, not the, you know, hey guys, this is what I'm doing here, you know, the trapping stuff. That's more like, hey, you look, learn, you know. Now you just get to hang out. That's more fun for me, I think, than filming all the videos. Especially when you get to know the real me and you're not, you know, seeing a snippet of somebody on, you know, a video, all that stuff. You know, you get to build the whole picture of the person versus a snippet of something. Oh. Come on. I'm like 2 steps away from being done, but I'm just kind of prolonging it for you guys. I'm watching the top of my thing too. I'm watching any comments coming in about anything else. Right now, nobody really needs me, so that's good. I mean, that can change with one message, so, you know. So far, nobody needs me, but kind of a little, you know, on edge, because there's about a trillion different things I'm doing. Trillion different aspects of outdoors, fishing, it's all over, right? I just never get to sit still. That's gonna rip a hole. When does your beaver trap season end? March 15th. But right now, my uploads, the next upload I do, Trap Check 19 or 18, is going to be March 20th. So I'm going to have plenty of uploads to upload. I try to upload every few days. If I upload every day, I feel like I tend to annoy people. So gives me a little time between uploads. And also, with that being said, let's say I do something today that doesn't have to fall in the queue of Trap Check numbers. I can just throw it in. So. And then March 15th, when that's done, into March I'm going bass fishing to go catch a bunch of bass. So there I can't film, but really it goes from trapping, bass fishing, bass fishing, ocean fishing, fall chinook fishing, which is tributary, there's trapping, it just never ends. It's just boom, 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 all the different seasons. It just never stops for me. It's just season after season after season. I tell my sponsors, you know, I gotta be at least 300 days a year doing something outdoors related. Like, so the only people really that do more than that, I would say, are guides, right? That are there every day. So I do a lot of crap outdoors. Not a lot of it gets filmed, and not a lot of it, you know, gets put out there. But between all that fishing and stuff and getting fishing, there's clamming, there's crabbing, there's just a bunch of stuff. Out here, there's endless stuff to do. It just never ends. And then next year, this time, I'm gonna go back to the sports show, do what I gotta do, and then just come back, keep doing this. It's what I've done my whole life. It's just never-ending fluctuation stuff. I'm gonna try to bring you guys some clamming stuff if I can. That's if the batteries don't die. That's a whole other frustrating fiasco that I gotta deal with. Oh, rat trapping ends, I think, March 30th. I don't even, we pulled the trap before then. Well, it's not even out yet. I'm surprised they even have 5 people in here watching. It's usually like 1 or 2. Appreciate y'all being here for sure. Definitely appreciate it. I usually, you know, I used to go live in the house, talk about products, when you talk about everything you have, you tend to run out of things to talk about, right? So, decided to start going into skinny lives, because at the end of the day, it's chat with you guys and get something done, and it's not just, hey, look here, and then after an hour, be like, okay, I have nothing to talk about, you know, like, I feel like that gets boring for you guys, so I just decided to sit here, skin, and do stuff. But, let's see. 5 beaver season ends, I think, June. That's in June, that's cool, Gavin. Some places are a little more lucky than others. But I mean, we start November 15th. Now, do I put my traps in then? No. We usually put my traps in January, so. Now, November 15th, the elimination job at the golf course, they go in. Cage is going. This job is more of a balancing, conservation thing. Wait, I'm catching all these videos you see. So that job is just more conservation. Eliminate the adults. Open it up for the breeders. Breeders come in. Kits are born. They make sure they go out. Come in and eliminate the adults again. Open it back up the following season for breeders. After they breed, kick them out. The adults stay there. Come in, remove the adults again. Just continue that cycle. Just keep it open so there's no competition there. It's like breed, do the thing, then clean them out. Obviously the kits are gone, they get pushed out when they're mature. Clean the adults out, just open it back up for breeding. For me, it's a balancing thing, especially this job. Been doing it 11 years, seems to still be working out. On the golf course, 1 entrance, 1 exit, blocked. Then come in, they're dead, they go out, they're dead. because they're actually causing damage out there, and that's another thing that they're like, don't want out there. So, yeah, they're causing damage here, but this place is more beaver damage. The balance in these guys too just keeps it open so everything can have a healthy ecosystem, somewhere to go to breed. And it seems to work at the end of the day. Last rat I caught, 15 inches from nose, base to tail, over 2 feet from nose to the tip of tail. So long, large rats. They didn't weigh a lot, but they're long, and that's, you know, a good thing. They're getting bigger. Especially on this spot here, we're the only ones that trap it, right? It's private property. They don't get trapped. We've been doing it 11 years. There's nobody else doing it, so we're seeing the results of what we do, and it seems to be working. And it's nice. I could walk out this garage door, get in the truck, maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm at the trap line checking it. 30 minutes to the trap line, and 5 minutes back home. That's it. And make a video for just all that, right? Works great. Do I have other trap lines? Yes, I have. That's just the beaver trap. The other ones are out there. Cages all over. But I have a trap line in the middle of the mountains. But hour there, hour back. And that doesn't include setting all the stuff that's treasured through the forest. So that one we haven't done in a few years because gas is expensive. So, and time is an issue. So a lot of this stuff is being done after work. So there's only a few hours before it gets dark. Okay, I will check that. Let's see. Yeah, I will check that when I'm done. I've been in that email for a while. Yesterday, what is today, Saturday? Yesterday I was really busy with social media. The day before, from 10 a.m. pretty much till night at a show, so I haven't had a lot of time to check stuff. I'm still catching up on things, but I will definitely get back to you, Judith and Dan, for sure. When I get an email from you, there's definitely a high priority getting back to you. So, because you are one of the people that support me, so you definitely, when I get emails, you're put up here on the priority list for sure. So, I'll get back to you for sure. Yes, like I said, since Thursday morning, I've been slammed with these things. Let's see. And a lot of like the stuff that's now, yeah, no problem. So a lot of the stuff that's now going on, right? This is getting into season. A lot of stuff now I'm sharing on social media, like on my Facebook page, is starting to mingle trapping and fishing, right? Once trap season is, it's going to take off from trapping into the fishing, and it's going to be one of those things where like I'm slowly adjusting. So now, like, where a lot of this winter, I was focused on trapping. So now I'm starting to focus on trapping and fishing. So I'm super busy right now, all aspects of what I do. So yeah, I'll get back to you. It's just a lot's going on. Looking at this pelt, they definitely, they seem to be primed. There's no black stripes on it. It's definitely, yeah, there's a little blue right here, but that's okay. I mean, not if I have enough rats this season. If this guy's hair does flip, it's not a huge issue. But I'm still going to put him up, still going to put that for him, respect the animal, put it up and do my best. So, you know, I've talked about too, like, you know, with the whole nature thing and fishing, the older I get into fishing and outdoors, right, I tend to take, like, the approach of the Native Americans, right? You know, I've killed a lot of things. I never really thought of it in a way, but when you start learning about Native Americans and stuff, you start to take that approach of, right, that animal died for you, you know, and then you, like, you take his fur, you need to honor the animal, do the right thing. And I kind of take that approach, right? Because I think the Native Americans really have that right. You're taking a living animal's life, so you got to kind of respect the animal. And I definitely take that approach with wildlife and stuff, especially once you kill it. Now, I mean, I don't go up to the tree and like, hey, offer something, but from killing the animal to home, I try to take as much respect for the animal as I did, because it was a living thing, and I definitely try to take that approach with things. So they were definitely right about that. Because I feel like if you take care of the animal after it's from death to here and process it all right, at the end of the day, it's good karma to catch another one, right? You're gonna have the karma's gonna be good, whether you believe in that or not. You know, it's really something. You know, I kind of believe in it, kind of, you know, whatever. But I'm indifferent, right? But at the end of the day, people believe in it, you know, and other people don't. So I'm not gonna be the one to say, hey, that's not true. I'm gonna be the one that, you know, if it's out there, I'm gonna try to take advantage of it. So be careful swinging the knife. Don't want you to cut yourself. Absolutely. It's out here, right? Out there. But yeah, that would be bad. On that note, I'm gonna talk about something. Something that I don't know, you know, something we're talking about, right? Now, yeah, it's gonna be a product, but there's a really good reason behind it, right? Not trying to push the product. It is just a product that industry professionals said you need to get that one if you want the best. They got it. So you all know how, right? You have those manual setters where you squeeze it and then you hold it with one hand and fiddle with the safeties. Well, there's a major danger aspect of that, right? I've seen some people slip out and hit them in the face and gash their face open. And if it doesn't hit you in the bone, it hits your throat and it will rip your throat open, right? So, with the power of springs, you know, 24-inch arm coming at you, it's dangerous. So, my dad's been doing that for a few years out there, taking care of him with manual safety. So I decided, you know, I bought a second safety. And I bought one for my dad. Because, you know, doing something dark, getting older, I feel like it's my responsibility to get him something to be safer. At the end of the day, you know, the best one in the industry doesn't have those external springs. It just has a spring here and super good lockup. At the end of the day, right, you lock it up, and then you go like this, solid lockup. You don't even have to worry about it. The notches are cut nice and deep. Don't have to worry about stuff. It's one of these, called it Coon Creek Trappers Connie Tom. Coon Creek Trappers is a good website. They make them. They're going to charge you an oversized shipping fee, right? It's going to be like 10, 20, I don't know. It's over, I think the general is $25 over. So $37, whatever. And it ends up coming out like 50 plus for them. But shetraps.com, right? I preach this. Yeah, I'm supportive of her. But at the end of the day, she has a bunch of good products like this, right? last one I bought, I spent oversized shipping. Came out to 52. I bought this one from her. $37.50, $10 shipping, you know. Saved some money there. It's good shipping, and I bought this one, right? So I decided to get another one. These are the best made. They're made in America, and lock up on them. Super good. They don't let go. The notches are deeper here than most. They're well worth the money. Picked up from my dad because at the end of the day, when he's sitting there setting them, right, he set the springs, and he's like this, right? And if he has the manual ones, he's holding like this, mess with this. If this slips out and comes to hit him in the face, he's going to gash his face open. It's super dangerous. So now I got him walking ones, really good ones. So I don't have to worry about that, right? That's something that keeps me up. Worries me sometimes. So when you have a 330 spring just sitting there holding like this with no safety and you mess with this, it can slip out. And I've seen the stuff it does to people's faces. Highly suggest getting some locking ones. These are the best in the market. All the professionals use them. Can't afford these as other ones out there. They work fine. If you afford them, these are the best. And just the safety aspect of the locking ones is crucial. Okay, very good safety. You're preventing an accident of like grabbing something and having it slip out. And even if it misses you, it's still going to hit you. But if it hits you in the face, it's going to gouge your face out. So the safety aspect of the locking setters is crucial. You don't have anything on here like external spring. None of that stuff pops off. It's all built in. The lock is stainless steel here. It's never going to rust. Never going to go out. The spring's all inside. You don't have anything getting hung on. Like I said, the notches are cut extra deep. Good self-locking nut, powder coated, welded. You got some pipe tubing on here. Super good, super grippy. It won't slide off. Definitely the best in the business. They have a nice big thumb tack here, right? When I set them, I just hit that. I just hit it, and it pops off. No problems, no nothing, right? Very good, very easy to use with thumb. Definitely suggest them, especially for people that do stuff in the dark, have weaker hands or whatever it is, like carpal tunnel. Definitely something to get. Like I said, I got it for my dad's safety. I'm young, I can use the manual ones, but I had one, we liked them, I got a second one for my dad. So if those in his truck, he's gonna have it at the golf course when he needs it, and it's just the safety aspect that makes him sleep better at night, that my dad, in the dark won't slip and you won't have something gouge him in the face. So that's why I bought these, just something to look out for. Go to call some wolves, okay? I want to get some of the caulking guns type of, yes. That is especially good, especially if you like your right, your chest and your shoulders hurt, or you're just getting older too. That's another good one. It's manual, it locks up. With those, make sure you don't put them in the spring eye, you put them on the springs itself. That's the way they're designed. Just behind the spring eye to grab. The other way, they can break springs, so this one's for the spring eyes. I've done the springs itself, no problems. But that was my tip with the caulking style. I think they're called RTS setters. All the research, scouring the groups, talking to people. With those, right, on the springs, you don't want to grab them in the eyes. You want to grab them, right, let's see. You want to grab right here, just behind the eyes, and squeeze. Because they're made for there. Here, it can, in the spring eye, right, I guess you can see here better, well, could break the spring. So like I said, they're just behind the spring eyes. Lock it on there, lock it in here, and then start caulking it, and it will work properly. The only problem I have had with that kind of setters is trying to spread apart sideways on the springs. Yes, this one, you don't have a lot of problems with that. I'll tell you what, it does not happen, right? It doesn't happen, right? And the only thing I've ever really done, after a season, I feel like it's starting to get a little, let's tighten that nut, problem solved. The nut is never falling off, never have to replace it. The nut's stainless steel, it's not going to rust and break. I just touch it up. I don't really need to, because I can go through setting traps all day long, see, like months on months and not touch it. I just touch it to make yourself happy. There's no real reason to it. It's a good setters. The RTS ones, like we talked about, are really good. For me, I want to have so much speed to do this stuff. Sometimes we're in a hurry. If not, the RTS are fantastic. I'll tell you what. I would have bought all RTS. It's just, I want to go a little faster. And I don't know how fast the caulking gun will squeeze it, so that's another aspect. It is what it is. I like them both for sure. I definitely would use others. I definitely use these. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Especially if like I talk about sometimes that carpal tunnel. But at the show Thursday, I was walking around, my wrists were killing me. My fingers, constantly my wrists were hurting. If you have the caulking type, it's just this, and you won't have a lot of problems. That one you may have problems here. Say just a different motion here, chest and shoulders versus caulking. So if you don't have a problem with carpal tunnel, you can do this one, the RTS. If you have a lot of shoulder, chest strength, you just do that one, right? You won't have problems. So either one works. Whatever you want to buy are both worth it. I can't speak. Worth it. So at the end of the day, buy what you want. Just really a shameless promotion, but at the end of the day, it's the truth, and really something that's not talked about with setters. So I think, I don't know, last year I just seen one post where a guy got caught in the face, it took about an 1.5 inch gouge out of his face. I was like, yeah, I'm never using the manual setters again. Yeah, they're cheap, but they're kind of dangerous. The caulking type is best for self-rescue. Oh yeah, that is a good point too. The caulking kind, if you get caught in the arm, you just sit there and pump up and get out of it. Luckily with the 220s RBGs, I have enough strength to get, I'll sit there and caught my finger caught and it's resting myself. If it was a Blyle 220, I don't think I've been able to get out of it. I would have had to help. I've helped with setters. So, and at that time, the setters was my dad, and I was up high and didn't have it. So, that's one reason I advocate for RBGs a lot, because they are more rescuable by squeezing springs than some other traps. So, Now, don't sit there and be like, oh man, I don't need anything to self-rescue. You should probably always have a rope in your pocket. I'm just going to say they're easier to self-rescue than other ones. Just what it is, right? Just the other day, I was setting my dad was setting RBG, and I squeezed one of the 440. He's like, geez, that seems easy to set. I said, yeah, it may be easy to squeeze, like, the springs are fine, set the springs, but once you grab the jaws and close them together, so they're just easy. But here's the thing, right? Once they fire, they don't let go. They just don't let go. On Facebook, the guy had a 330 set, and RBG fired, and RBG held on to a log, like a big log, and just held in the jaws. He's like, said, geez, RBGs don't let go of anything. I'm like, yeah, you know. And I think what part of that is the lockup of the trap, where it's like, Lyle's closed completely, and then the springs stop at the edge. RBGs, the springs really don't stop. Whether it's here, 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 anywhere around, it's, every time it moves, it's getting tighter and tighter, the springs are separating. And it's getting wider and wider, so it just gets tighter and tighter. The lockup, I think, is my biggest selling point for RBGs, right? The Blyles have Magnum jaws, but the Magnum jaws tend to bend. The RBGs don't. I mean, they're both premium traps. I tend to like the RBGs. I just think, hold on, when you get a appropriate sized animal in there, they just don't let go. They can't get out of it. It just doesn't let go. So that's my biggest thing that surprised me about RBGs. They just don't let go. They don't let go. Now, if you have a 12-inch trap and a muskrat tail go through there, right? Big 12-inch trap, you may get out there, right? Because that's a big 12-inch thing close. But if you have a 330, they won't. Not all muskrat get through, right? They've been caught by the tail, but you put a 220, they ain't letting go. You catch it muskrat. Put 280, it hits them right. They ain't letting go. It's just they don't let go. It's mind-boggling. They don't let go. It blows my mind. Just talking about it kind of still blows my mind, right? The staying walking power of it once it grabs something is mind-boggling to me. I looked at the price of it and I was like, damn, they went up since the last time I bought them. So I bought two. I was like, $2, $30 for 1.6. I'm like, $30 total for 2.16. I'm like, damn. They used to be like $13, $40. Now they're $16. I'm like, ah. They really went up in price. I know, although the owner was telling me, you know, they're going to go up in price because the steel's getting hard to get. Because the steel's a premium steel, right, for the jaws. It's like, starting to get hard to get. So he told me a couple years ago, try to promote these a little more because it's hard to get the metal for these, right? So you can kind of balance out. But you end up getting more, so you have to charge more because the steel's getting expensive. But really, the whole reason of going up in price is because the steel is such a high quality. They don't bend, right? And he can go cheaper, but then you're going to end up having people complaining problems. So do with that what you will, but that's kind of why they're more expensive than Blyles now. They are American made too, right? But there's a lot of the aspect of the mechanics, the lockup. When it locks up on them, right? I'll show you. Let's say, right, this is fired. Let's see if I can get that off, right? Let's say this is fired, right? It's a circle, right? So these springs don't just stop here like a square trap. But they don't stop here like a square trap. These springs can be anywhere on this trap. Every time the animal moves, there's nothing stopping, no corners. So the spring gets a little wider, and locks up tighter and tighter and tighter. Tighter and tighter and tighter. Every time something moves, it just gets tighter. The springs open up more and more. But since it's round, the springs aren't going to stay here. They aren't going to stay here. Anywhere the springs are on here when they fire, if they're here or here, however the animal's caught, it just gets tighter with every movement. Just tighter and tighter and tighter. Until it's literally completely closed. They can't get out, right? It just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So, I love these, right? It just, every movement they get tighter. Whereas the square trap, it only goes here and here and it doesn't go any tighter. There's no way for them to get around and tighten up. And that's, yeah, they're magnets, so they really don't need to move, but these aren't. But they are complete closure, because once they get around, they move. You have an animal crooked, and it just gets tighter. You have them straight, it gets tighter. Have them kind of cockeyed, it gets tighter. You know, the springs just keep getting wider and wider and locking them up. So there's really no getting out of them, and that's probably a big selling point. Like I said, too, besides the jaws don't bend. That's a huge plus. Where do you get that 660? That one was from Trap Shed Supply. Yeah, like a python, that's exactly right. I was gonna I'll kind of show you something. Come on. Oh my gosh. I forgot I have a long cable on this, right? But for the Belials, once they fire, yeah, they're magnet jaws, right? But they only go to here, and that's it. And that's part of like the speed is enclosures here. But the RBGs, since when the spring fires, it continues to go around. The more the spring opens, the faster the thing closes. So the speed just picks up faster and faster. Once these are here, there's nothing, it's magnum, right? But since, like I said, the springs of the round could be here and here, every second that spring is opening and touching the surface of that trap, it's picking up speed on the closure. So, like the Belials, like the RBGs, a lock up on the RBGs, pretty much the same thing the magnet jaws do on the Belial. Use whatever you want, that'll work. So, yeah, I preach a lot of RBG stuff. You know, I've never got any gifts or any free stuff from him. You know, I never asked for free stuff, never got anything from him. It's not something where like he's sitting there promoting me. I'm just advertising because he's a buddy of Jeff Dunlap's, Sarah's, Haggerty's, right? So, and it's a product I believe in. I bought some before I even really knew Nick, the owner, and I bought some to try me, like, ask a bunch of questions, he answered them. Then the more I played with him, the more I liked him. And then I started to get to know RBG, and I'm like, this dude's a good dude, you know? And that's where it started becoming like, yeah, I'm going to start pushing this stuff because I really like him. I really believe in him. So it didn't start as because he supported me. It started as, man, I like this. And then I started getting to know him in the circle, and I was like, yeah, this dude's a good dude. The products are good. He's worth supporting. So. So at the end of the day, right, people would say I push products so I get free stuff. That's not true. I push the products that I believe in. Now, I push the products I believe in. That doesn't mean I'm not getting support from that person. You know, because it didn't start out, hey, here, free stuff, support us. Any product that I support, I put an order in here, I put an order in there. Then they start putting in, then I'm like, okay, they clearly see me putting orders in. I think at F&T I put in over 100 orders one year, okay? And, you know, so I buy a lot of stuff. But I bought orders from Dunlap. Dunlap started, you know, hey man, you're a good dude. You know, I'm going to sit there, send you stuff. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll try it, I'll work it. If it works, I'll talk about it. I have a big box of full of lures that I don't support because they don't do anything for me. They don't work as well. And all these things, right? So at the end of the day, all this circle that I pushed all started because I started talking to him. And I just started using this stuff. I bought a few. I started liking them, from the traps, the coffee. The coffee factor, right, is he's a veteran, he's a good dude, makes some great products, so I support him. Nick Erning, RG, I bought some, I like him, good dude. Dunlap, I like his products, good dude. And then like Sarah, good person. Then I found out like they're real, over the time, so I found out they're real close as a bunch, and that's when I'm like, man, these are good people, so I'm going to continue to support them. Why not? You know? For example, Judith and Dan, they support me too. They send me product, I use it, I promote it. It works. You know, at the end of the day, it works. They're going to get my support, like I said earlier. They send me an email, I didn't see it yet. I got 100 other emails. If I see Judith and Dan, boom, they go right to the top priority. Because they're there helping me. Doesn't mean these people aren't any more important, it's just, they're helping me, they have a lot more priority. They're an important email I got to get back to. So, support the people you want to support the industry you want to support, right? Now, that's not saying if you go support another guy that I don't like, that doesn't mean you're wrong for that, you know? I may not agree with it, I may have my reasons, but that doesn't make you wrong for supporting them, okay? I just have a different opinion. I get called all the time a product pusher. You know, when I was getting sponsored by companies, fishing, I was like, if I don't use the product, they ain't going to stay my sponsor for long. So I always try to reach out to products that I use. I use these products, so I'm going to push them. They don't sponsor me, but they help me, so I'm going to push them. That's kind of the whole idea. Nothing there. Nothing there. How is skimming going? Going all right. Wait till you see the traps. I'm my throat's getting dry, and I already hear my voice starting to go. Wow, I do not sound like this usually. Holy crap, my voice is going. I sound very deep and mumble. That's not good. There are half of a round body grip with big pan and interesting. That's interesting. How many craft market musket did you do this week? It's been a busy week. Oh geez, handful. It's more just one of those things where early this week it was really low. It was, I mean, the creek was about 1.5 feet, maybe 6 inches. We're in the middle of like a huge windstorm. Last night I put some DPs out. I still got baited the DPs, put a bunch of fish oil down, reset some traps. You'll see that around March 20th. But we had a massive 30-mile-an-hour east wind. I was freezing. I was cold. I didn't want to go in the water, right? It's so cold. Huge storms going on right now. We're getting rain. Creek's coming up. So essentially winter storm number 2 is here. So if it gets up high enough, that big trap's going in. But right now, you see me catch a lot of muskrat. That trap is out on the bank, and I put a 330 that I had stick there for a while in this spot, and now I'm aiming for a beaver to come up and slip through there and get caught. So that's the set, right? You will see that. So usually when the water's low, catch a few muskrat, because they're usually climbing up and getting caught. When the water's high, I'm not really aiming for them, because I'm more aiming for the big stuff. When it gets high, the muskrat usually come first and clog the traps. So I'm not really aiming for them. Right now it's high enough that the beavers will move, that mods will move, and that's my target. So it's really just rolling with what you get and catching what you can. Because equally, the muskrat do damage, the beaver do damage, right? Beavers eat the trees, muskrat right out the banks, nutria right out the banks. It's all damage, right? Just try to do what you can. Man, it's getting dark. If you guys know of anybody that's live that I really should be over right now, let me know. Probably shouldn't be. I mean, it's light out, so it's not quite that late. But man, I'm getting hungry. Well, I can't speak. I was gonna say the ear canal is right here, right? Cut that as best I can, back as far as I can. Now we're gonna disconnect the base of the ear. I don't know how much of this I can talk about without getting dinged by Facebook. I'm trying to do my best. Yeah, I definitely feel like a knot in my stomach. My stomach's hurting. So now, come over here. I don't know how well you can see that. I can't really zoom in. Right, find the ear canal, pull that back, base of the ear. Usually ear canal looks kind of white on the muskrat. You can see it, try to find the base so you don't put a big hole. Cut it. Cut that free, Try to scrape some of this face gunk away. So we have less to clean up when I scrape it. Yeah, this week's been absolutely insanely busy, so I haven't really checked anything since Thursday, like email-wise, so I got a lot to catch up on. I got a lot of stuff rolling right now. Lots of parts of movement. It's kind of crazy. Get the scalp, not scalp, but the weeby out. Clean a little mud off or dirt off. God, I can't even speak, can't even think. Not mud, not dirt. Meat. I legitimately can't think today. Come on. Make sure you guys click like on the video. Supports the channel. I'm not a huge push for that stuff, but it definitely makes a difference. I just don't want us to ask for a bunch of stuff. I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of rude. But, I don't know. I feel like it's rude if I ask for a bunch of likes and stuff, but it's very typical channels. I don't know. This makes me, I don't know. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up if you are here to support me. I mean, that matters. So I'm sure that I guarantee some haters are going to pop in here and it's fine. Free publicity, my friends. What is this here? Okay. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. Shoot. I think I had a little bit of milk today. A little bit of coffee. That's it. And just some water. No real food. Like I said, I'm on a diet, so. But also occasionally I'll eat a big meal because in case my metabolism is slowing down, it just gives it a boost to keep going, you know. So if you don't eat enough, your metabolism will slow down and start to crash. That's a huge. Gotta be careful of that. And if it crashes too hard, that's even more dangerous. That's gonna be very scary. What in the world? Come on. Okay. Alright, ear canal, or not ear canal, eyes now. That back, go like that. Nice clear cut. Get into the eyes now. I tell you guys this all the time, when you get to the eyes, right? Make sure you disconnect the base of the eye. Because if you pull from and that's connected, you'll rip a hole in the eye. Now that I got most eye off, there's about a little bit on the bottom. You need to disconnect that. Now, if you cut that and you think you've got to disconnect it from the eye, the black part's off, you'll be fooled because it's part of the tendon holding just under that, which will tear it again. So make sure that's disconnected also. Because that is another crucial part that if you pull, will absolutely rip a hole in your cut. So you need to make sure it's well clear of the eye. All of it, including the outside of the eye canal cavity, whatever you want to call it. And almost 2 hours in, that's not bad. Just hanging out with y'all. All three of you, make sure you hit the like, please. It definitely helps. Just hit the like button. One like right now has a lot of views, so it helps. It is very much appreciated. Now when you get past the ears and you get down into this section, down my mouth, you got to make sure when you get towards the mouth that up by the face nose you disconnect the cheeks. You want to save the cheeks, right, for the most part. Maybe trim off later, but you pull it from here, the cheeks are going to get ripped off. Then the nose down here is going to get ripped off. So you just got to work your way down and be careful. That's what I'm doing right now. Just slowly working from here down. Then when you get the nose, top of the nose off, or whatever, you want to make sure the base of just above the teeth are disconnected. That's another part where they speak and they just rip that off. But, you know, for me, I'm trying to save as much fur on there as I can. I'm not really doing a bunch of inspection windows, cutting shit. For me, more fur is better, because I'm not going through like the fur market stuff. The basic fur sellers are going to inspect your furs, right? This is kind of going on eBay, so the more fur on there, the better for me. Because if you do like a huge inspection window, then when people buy it, like, what happened to the other part of the fur? You know, it's not. Rather make them happy than have them ask a bunch of questions, where's the rest of my fur is, you know? Especially for the average person that may not understand what an inspection window is. You know, it's another aspect they got to be careful of. What markets it going to? What are you doing with it? I'm more talking like raccoons and stuff like that, but you got to be careful with who's going to buy it, what they're going to look at and be like, what they're going to think of it, if there's an inspection window or not, if they understand the inspection or not, inspection window or not. So that's all part of where you plan it. Where you're selling it, you got to plan if you cut it or not, or you just kind of cut the butt out and leave it alone. So Or if you even leave the button all that. It really depends who's buying it. If they know, like, the reason for the inspection window, they don't, you're going to end up, maybe somebody's going to be mad, like, where's the rest of my fur? Not understand, and so, kind of got to know your audience where you're selling it. Now, I'm not saying that everybody would say that, but it all takes is one to them give you a negative review, then, you know, people start questioning shit, and it's just, whatever. This goes down, right? Downhill from there. Inspection windows on sow raccoon get bigger when you nip. Yeah. My raccoons, they just don't even worry about the inspection window. I'm not personal collection or not. I'm not having a fur buyer look at it and go, is this good fur? No, I'm just selling it to people. So, I mean, it's a lot less hassle that way too, but when you're doing thousands of animals, it's like really the only route is a fur buyer, so you might as well do it. Get up by the cheeks, lower upper lip, or however you want to call it. Make sure I'm disconnecting the lip, which I guess you can consider right here where my mustache is. Now working to the nose. Cut one nostril, cut the other part, careful way cut, then you get the whole nose on there. Now we're just going to board it and hang out, chat for a while. Anybody has questions, traps, whatever, we can chat. Now, here's the option. I can leave this hanging over the boat for today, come back and re-stretch it like I did some of those. May not come out perfectly around, but when part of it dries, you peel that part off and then it stretches. Do that or put them up now. Really no difference. Just don't let it fully dry because then you ain't gonna be able to stretch it. So if you do it tonight and leave it overnight, make sure you stretch it in the morning because if it dries too much, then it's not gonna be able to, stretch. When I did that the other time, just the surface was a little dry, so I guess in the fat cut stretch and it opened back up and got around. So kind of playing a game there, but it is possible, but just don't let too much time go by. What are you fleshing with? For me, I don't have no fleshing beans and all that fancy stuff. If I see a bunch of fat hanging off, I'll cut it off of this. Then when it's after it's done stretched, I sharpen this with my file. I just touch it off of this, and that's it. Most of the nutria, right? I just sit there, lift, cut, and get most of the fat off, and that's it. So like a lot of the face and armpits, I'll be touched off of that. This, they come pretty dull, but I've touched it with my metal file and sharpened it, so it's pretty sharp. I'll be right back. I have to go get a bag for that guy. Alright, I'm back. Got a bag. I gotta be careful with the feet on the ground too because my dog comes up and eats it. Could you imagine them? Could you imagine them getting sick? Oh, dude, I'd feel so bad. I would feel so bad. Here's the Weeby small one. Yeah, I didn't buy one yet. By the time I got that, I was tired of funds, so I just bought what I could afford. Yeah, the Weeby one, right? Definitely ideal over this. This just, I bought it because I could. No. Definitely goal is to get the small Weeby or the caribou or whatever. But I don't feel like I do enough for these to justify that. But it's only a couple dollars more. I don't know. I really got to think about it. If this works out where I gonna get give or take 16,000 moderating and promoting for this person, I'm gonna have a little bit of money, right? So it's gonna be a little different. Yeah. It's definitely gonna take a lot more time than I do in outdoors because it's a whole different industry, and at the end of the day, it's a whole different market. I definitely don't have the exposure in that market, so it's definitely going to be a little difficult, but, you know, it's possible. I'm not going to get into details, it's definitely possible. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get like a third of what the person makes, so I'm okay with that. That's been doing it for 11 years. Haven't made a dime for it, but I make a third of it. I'm going to be like, I'm okay with that. I'll sit in the house, you know, moderate and do all shit for $16,000 all day. $16,000 a year all day, okay? If I don't have to work with the public, all the better. You know, the public's great, but when you run into the people that are having a bad day and they run it, talk crap to you, and then it's like, dude, come on, you know? Yeah. And I definitely prefer making money like through social media, moderating, doing all that stuff. It's definitely easier, it's more to my skill, right? I'm super good at it too, right? So it's definitely nice being appreciated for that, I'll tell you what. Got the rat in there. Log off that best I can. And it's not even like it's a major company that's doing it. It's like just this friend of mine that runs a business, right? All these major companies out there, and do all this promo from, don't get a dime. I'm like, fine, you know, whatever. I get knowledge, it's fine. Maybe one day down the road I'll make some, but who knows, you know? Yeah, we put them out, right? It's we have the beaver thighs, but then sometimes we put those out. And with the cats, if they spoil, they go away from it. It's like, since it has the guts in it, it tends to spoil faster. So I've used both, but I definitely prefer the beaver meat. The meat, because the meat won't rot as fast as the guts spoiling and spoiling the rest of the meat. So they both work. I had the coyote come into the cage. I can't remember if I showed you guys that. I don't even know if I got video of it, but walked in the cage, grabbed the muskrat, started crushing his skull, and took the muskrat. And I'm like, damn. Nature's ruthless. Oh, I gotta clean some of this blood up real quick. Let's see if I can lift it up. Oh, my hair is so long. I hate it. I don't even know why I'm cleaning the blood. I'm gonna put a board on this table. There you go, crickets. I don't know why I'm in here cleaning this. Get the scalpel blade out of here, my friends. The back of the bag. They're sharp. Oh, that's nice. Make sure I put the tip down, right? You think maybe that'd be a little smart? More hair in my mouth, that's great. Grind it with the sodium benzoate. Absolutely, yeah. I don't have a grinder. I mean, I could do it. Now, it's one of those things where, like, it's one of those things, right? If I had the space and the ability, I would. I want to do it 100%. It's just one of the things where I got to roll with what I'm allowed to do. So, as dumb as that sounds. Yeah, grinding the meats and stuff is not much more different than like salmon fishing and the egg cures. Because when you cure the eggs, you have sodium benzoate and you mix all the salt stuff, and it's essentially the same thing. It's just different stuff. Because that sodium benzoate is the same thing we use like in our egg cures to preserve the egg. So for salmon, really the same thing. Really the basis, salt, the sodium benzoate, stuff like that. I don't know if I showed you guys, but I bought like This came out last year, right? People are like, geez, you show another sheet truck. Like, well, yeah, you know, I tend to stick with my brands that I like. Got a gallon of this Hershey dip. It's like a Hershey flavored pellet. It smells good. Thought I'd buy some, $30 and get a gallon of it for like $5 shipping. I said, why not try it, you know? Really, a lot of the reasons I buy that stuff from her is just the shipping is too good not to buy from her for me. It's just too good, right? The majority of shipping is $49. It doesn't matter how much stuff you put in there, $49. If you were to look at some other places, it's $20 to $40 shipping. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep buying from her. You don't have to like it, it's just, at the end of the day, the less you pay in shipping, the more product you can buy. That's just essentially my thought. Gonna go throw this razor blade away. Oh, I gotta get the board. Let's see. I don't even know if I have enough tacks. But I have nails, that'll work. Yeah, I have a few tacks, will be fine. You're just fine to put to the side. I want to try fish pellets coated with Ultimag. Yes. Yeah. That stuff's strong. That stuff's really strong. And I don't know how he does it right. The average fish oil is this or that. But I think he puts like, I don't know how he does it. He gets it so freaking strong. Kind of blows my mind. Right? That's the one thing I really haven't put out in my DPs this year is a cherry mag. Ultimag. I don't know why. Just really haven't. I tried to smoking aces a little bit, just different things. Every time I put fish out now, almost nightly, the coyote's showing up there. Every night. So every time the coyote shows up, the other ones aren't going to come around. Because the coyotes will kill the possums and all that stuff, so possums, raccoons. So kind of battling with having a coyote there every night, scaring everything off. So it's, I don't know. Now, that coyote's really taking a chance. Because where the dog rooms are, right inside of the homeowner's house. That homeowner sees that coyote, goodbye coyote. He shoots them all the time. Because a 22-250, that thing's getting smoked. Yeah. That's, you know, they talk about, right, when you put that stuff, instead of put it on the fish pellets or whatever, put it around it. Because if they eat the fish pellets and they don't, and it's coated in that, and they don't like the cherry smell, they aren't going to eat it anymore. But you put it around the trap and then you put the fish oil in the middle, if they like the fish oil, the fish pellets will continue to eat the fish pellets without having the off-putting taste of the cherry mag. But I'm trying both. I put the fish oil not long ago right on the DP. The coyote came, grabbed the DP, ripped the DP out with his teeth, ripped it out of the ground. Didn't take any bait, but that was a positive reaction. I didn't film that either, but yeah, one of the DPs was tucked in the ground, the coyote went and pulled it out. Didn't get anything. Just laying there. I'm like, damn, he wanted that stuff. That was the day that I put the 75% salmon oil, 25% shellfish oil right inside the DP, on top of everything, and covered it with a cup. That coyote wanted that. That coyote wanted that so bad. I mean, yesterday I put up there, last night, not even last night, 5 a.m., I have this in the camera. It's the coyote looking right in the camera. Oh, I can't speak. A coyote looking in the camera about 4 feet from it, so. And it makes sense. We had a heavy east wind, and he came from the east to look at it. Makes my tongue go numb and taste like alcohol. Yeah, I think he, I forget what they call it, right? I don't even, what do they call when they, I think they tinctured it somehow and made it loud. And I think that they put some kind of alcohol in it to tincture it. Only thing I could think of. Man, I've had a long couple of days. They had to have tinctured it or something. Cut it with alcohol that's about it. I mean, how else are you going to get oil that loud? You know, like, without tincturing it somehow. Now, the secret is, if everybody figured out how to tinter it, everybody would be doing that, so. Oh. Because if I could take my 75% salmon oil, 25% shellfish oil, and make it that loud, I'll be doing it in every bottle, I'll tell you that right now. That way I don't have to put so much of that shit down after the rains and stuff. Really, I don't really have to put down some oil, but I tend to put a lot down because it's windy, nasty weather, and I want the smell to be there, right? Now, could I put it down every 4 or 5 days? Yeah. Could I put it down sooner than that? Sometimes. More experimentation, just have some smell there. More hair. Chalk crawfish roll. I need to definitely try that. I thought like if I took the shellfish salmon oil mix and put like a little bit of peppermint in there just to get something that would pierce the air a little bit, right? Seemed to work. I talked to my mentor about the lure that we used. It had like bergamot, birch oil, and oh my god, let me tell you, that thing. We put that on the cast around. We very rarely had an empty cast, and that lure blows my mind to this day. Absolutely smokes a lot of lures out there. It just. And he gave away 6 jars. I was talking to him this a couple days ago. He was like, dude, I was an absolute idiot giving that away. That stuff was so freaking good. He's like, I'm a dumbass for giving that away. Should have never given that stuff away. He has it written down somewhere in the shop, but then again, he's a owner, like manufacturer. He's the designer of decoys, so he has a crap ton of stuff all over, so he has to find it. But yeah, I like that recipe. I guarantee you, that thing's dynamite on this system. The fact that we use the because we're like a mile off the system. In fact, we're across the road from where the property is. Essentially on the same system that we killed all those beavers with that. They're gonna die in the system that I'm on. Just the way it is. I use it. I think it had like bergamot oil. I think it had poplar oil. It had mint in it, and it had loaded with freaking castor. Tell you what. If I had some of that right now, I would never buy another jar of beaver lure in my life. That stuff is dynamite. He talks about it all the time, like, geez, that stuff just smoked the beaver. I don't have the recipe, I can't make it. Like I said, he has it written down somewhere. Yeah, I feel like the stuff that we made was, I laugh a little bit because I feel like it's completely unfair to beaver, right? Oh man, they had no chance. I mean, it was to the point where we put it there, we knew we were coming back with a dead beaver. Like it's, yeah, yeah. It's hard to explain it. It's one of those things where I smell that and I'm like, I can still imagine that smell. Pure joy, because it just killed so many beaver. Pure joy. It just, oh my gosh, that stuff was insane. Let's see, get the tax. Animals should be moving here. It's getting dark. Give it an hour, they're going to start popping up on the trail camera. So, I need to adjust this. I think we're going to put you guys to the side so I can sit here and do this better. Oh man, I just remembered you can't see me, but over here you guys go. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Gosh, that ain't going to work very well. Okay, turn the camera. Turn it down. Okay. Let's see. I got a stand now. Here with anything with mint, it is. Here with anything with mint, it is. There's a lot of bycatch. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? We don't have a lot of that on like average. Okay, I gotta move it up. I don't have a lot of like the raccoons and all that stuff going through there on that system. So like, I don't have to worry about the bycatch too much. It's not a major issue. Now, if I was running something like your line and I was doing something that had a lot of bycatch, I would definitely sit there and be like, I'm gonna do something else. But no, it just seemed to work well. Out of all the catches, there had to be a few neuters that I don't remember, but I don't ever remember having a raccoon in one of the I gotta adjust that. In any of the caster mounts, surprisingly. Okay, let's try over here. So I gotta be back a little bit, right? Maybe, okay. Try that, maybe a little bit higher so my face is in it. Alright. That is a terrible background. Wow, I'm moving this over here. All the cans in the boat. That's so bad. That looks so bad. Oh my gosh. That was a terrible background. Let's see. Okay, this thing's all wonky anyways. It's cheap. Should be there. Let's see. No, we don't want to look that way. Let's go like that. That should be good. Yeah, anything with mint, that's the thing, right? Mint and caster is like legitimately a universal call to everything, right? I would like to say that not an animal on the planet would not come to mint and caster. If anybody says, hey, what should I use for predator lure? Mint and caster. What should I use for beaver? Mint and caster. What should I use for raccoon? Mint and caster. It's like literally it cuts everything. What do I want to use for bear? Mint and caster. It just cuts everything. It's just like the most universal stuff in front of lure. Yeah, that's kind of hard to see. Nice muskrat. Thanks. A little far, but I think I see something new. I'll walk over there, right? That up there. Come on. Okay. Maybe I'll start here. Okay, another comment. Run over here real quick. Like caster blaster, that's right. Plugged with, yes. Plugged with sets of raccoon. Yeah. Yeah. But like the thing with the one I had is like your lure. Now, not saying it's the same. Like there's a lot of caster smell and a lot of mint smell, and there's other things that it just I've never seen it lure catch as many beaver, right? But essentially, it's because like yours is homemade, and it's caster forward. Ours is homemade, caster forward. So I had a really powerful caster smell, really powerful mint smell. So just draw everything. When you get the commercial stuff, they usually, they're kind of toning things down here and there, so you don't get the powerful caster smell. Even in the caster forward lures, you don't usually get it. You want to sell the flats or tan them? All these, all going to the tannery, and then they're all going to be sold on eBay. With the exception of maybe a couple given away. People that, maybe making wallets. I'll give them a few. I'll make people happy, at the end of the day, so. Oh, the hair. Oh, my throat is, oh, dude, I'm totally losing my voice. The reason I wasn't live for all the time, besides going to the sports show, I was trying to recover my voice. But the more I do these lives, the more my voice is going to have the durability to handle it. So, okay. Down there. Oh, the hair. Ugh. Ugh. Yes, caster. It's like caster blaster, but I mean, it had like a spearmint, bergamot, super caster smell, and I want that recipe so bad. I hope he finds it, because that recipe is gonna be like my go-to lure for the rest of my life. It is dynamite. I just didn't know what was in it. I can't make lure here. I'll be like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna sit there and make lure. Pardon the French. Be like, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna make it. I don't care if I make it in the garage outside or do it. That stuff is dynamite. Pardon the French, it's just, it gets me excited. That stuff just, I'll tell you, the closest thing you'll get So what I use is definitely Judith and Dan's caster lure, right? 100%, without a doubt. Now, with that being said, I'm talking about the caster power smell. Ours had completely different ingredients. Dan's is very natural. Ours had oils, different things in it, right? At the end of the day, I would be very confident picking up Dan's lure and going down and slotting the beaver just as well. You know, so it's one of the things that it's a homemade lure, and so you put as much money into the lure as you want. You're not in there to just put some products here, some products there, to save money because you're not making thousands of them to sell. So they're going to tend to be a higher quality product at the end of the day. And like Drew and Dan does, I'm pretty sure they put the whole caster per 4 ounce jar. That's essentially what we did. Put the whole caster in there, grind it up, put the stuff, and just the whole thing in there. So you're getting the full caster smell, right? These other jars, like I think, I'm not talking about any other brands, we're not going to talk brands, but some of them out there, like, take that whole caster in a 4 ounce jar, like cut in half or thirds and put it in there. So you're not getting the power and the caster that you should be. That's where you're like doing a homemade lure, it's got to outperform everything. That's one of the things, like, right, with the Drew the Dan one, it's homemade. And everybody here absolutely kills with it. It's because it's homemade. There's no skimping anything in there. There's no trying to make, save product for 25 jars. Everything goes into each jar of maximum potential. So that's kind of essentially what happens. That's how you get good lures, right? Now that the water's pretty dang high in here and has the potential for them to go over my lower chops, if I don't catch anything with the 2 lures I've got there right now, pulling the Judith and Dan's and going and putting it in. Because it's gonna, the beaver goes by, it's a dead beaver. That's in the story. So I don't want to use the best lure, the Judith and Dan's right now, when, you know, there's a potential chance, maybe not, and I don't want to waste it. So in the prime times, Judith and Dan's are going to go be popped in there every time. So yeah. Because when let's just say 90% sure beavers may go by there and can't get past all the chops, the best is going to be putting this Judith and Dan's. That's just the way it is. Same I do with my own lure that are using will go there, that, right? Now that doesn't mean other stuff, teas, all these other, all amazing lures, kill billions of beaver. It's just, you know, what do you want to put out there? It's up to you. None of them are bad. So that's not. None of them are really bad. It's just Judith and Dan's is gonna have a super powerful caster smell. So that's the thing, right? Homemade lure is gonna have a really powerful caster smell. So do that. Say whatever you want about it, right? When it's the prime time, that stuff's gonna go out there. Other stuff's gonna go out there any other time. You know, when maybe there's less than 90% chance. But if beavers smell those, they're still gonna die. I mean, I've caught beavers on the other stuff just fine. Big beaver, so I don't know. Now, easily people say, well, I'm gonna put Judith Dan's with a potential chance, but I have a 100% chance because I'm more confident in those. Do whatever you want, you gotta kill beaver. So, not targeting anybody, saying anything, it's just do what makes you happy, you know? Use what you have confidence in. And at the end of the day, all the lures I use speak for themselves. Judith and Dan's does too. Exactly, right? And that's kind of where it goes, right? When you make the lure, you put whatever you want in there. When somebody else makes it, they do what they want. So that's the thing, right? I want that recipe so bad from him, but it's the thing, he's got to find it. It's written down somewhere, so. And now, right now, he's like at a sportsman show. He's busy, so I'm not even going to ask him. And if I do find it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to use it, you're going to see me using it. Now, will it work as good where I am? I don't know. I'm not on the main system like I was there, and I'm not, there's only one way past, and over there I was putting a big casting on. So if they went by the day, right? Here they got to come up the system, up over a barrier and up into the system traffic. So it's a little harder for them to get up there. Probably going to have less numbers up here, It's just the way I'm trapping and where I'm trapping, right? I have a job there, dude. If I want to kill crap ton of numbers, I'll go down the main system, but go down there, I can't drive down there because I'll get stuck. I have to take like a Terex with snow tracks and go way down in the mud and in the back. So, there's a lot of different things that I don't have. I don't have that Terex now. I don't have the mud tracks like I had back in the day. So I have to go right to track. So, different situation. Essentially the same system, just different situation. So. Dude, that machine with those snow tracks on like your side-by-side, that thing was a blast, man. Mud everywhere, this thing's going, just tearing up, going in. Freaking insane, man. A blast like you wouldn't believe. Oh, what a great memory. Oh, man, that was so much fun. Dude, I relish in those memories so much. Oh, man. God, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I wish I filmed some of that because, oh my gosh. Half the fun was taking the machine in there when here's these big tractors flinging mud everywhere, getting covered and going in. And you're going in to get the beavers, and you're filthy and go down there, pull the beaver out. Oh man, it's so much fun. Just covered in mud. Going home, you're taking all your clothes out in the garage. What a fun adventure. Just a blast. Ugh. Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh, like I said, the drive-in was just, so much fun. You felt like a kid getting covered in mud. Oh man, what a memory. Because the dude would take it and go up, he would take it up in the mountains, up in the Cascades, go shed hunting, right? Driving up the mountains in the mud, but there's snow tracks, but they're in the mud and the dirt, and man, it just made a huge mess. Great memories, oh my gosh. What a fun memory, man. That stuff was a blast. Yeah, I got a text like, hey, can you find a lure? I want to make it, but I don't want to hound the guy. The guy's pretty busy. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. Ew. You guys can see this, all right, can't you? Make sure. Yeah, okay. Kind of get distracted. I don't normally sit there and do this way, but gotta figure out. Normally sit there and make a star, then build between the stars, or whatever, diamond, however you want to word it. But it's a little different, What the heck? Oh, that's hold it. Oh my back. That's the nice thing about going to the show too. Like, I take a break from skiing and not break my back. Oh crap! Come on. This ain't exactly your average balsa wood. This is a plywood board. This stuff doesn't go in there. Okay, let's see. Oh crap. Okay, that's up there. Make sure these cheeks are extended. I'm going to cut some of them off. A little bit of it off. Ah. Board's definitely very hard. I think I'm reading that right. Let's see. Over here. Just like the beaver boarding. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. That's kind of the whole idea, right? It looks so bad right now, but when I get more packs there, it's going to start to take shape. It looks horrible right now. It just looks like someone butchered the pelt. So, okay, that's old tack, doesn't work. So, Okay. See, that one popped out. Put this in. Put this over here. Okay. Oh, man, come on. I should just be using nails, but sometimes the tack's going, sometimes they don't. Oh, that one went in. Sometimes the word pushing on these that's going to come up and jam into my thumb too. That's the part of the scary thing about this. Down. Slowly taking shape. The best I can. Yeah. Hey. Oh gosh. Come on. Ah! More hair. That's what happens when you have dogs and you skin an animal's hair everywhere. The fun part is going to be pulling these out and trying not to lose the metal tip. That's going to be the fun part. Okay, broke that one. See what I'm talking about? You gotta be careful. See. Go. Probably because I used that one to hammer into the wall one time. Putting up a bunch of posters when I was young, just stupid. Starting to take shape. Yeah, essentially bored a beaver. Okay. Alright, so this one can come out more. Oh! See you do it. Okay, these don't look like they should be that tight. Out a little bit. Okay. Oh, they did that come out. Pull that out some. Come on, out. Now we sit there, pull it out some. Try not to stretch and rip the pelt. Starting to look a little better. Okay. Not happy with that. Gotta bring this one out a little bit. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Now it's fine adjustments, right? Start to look a little better. Now start putting more tacks in. No. Just surprised you aren't using staples with the spacer under it. Keep the staple. Nah, nothing fancy, just tacks. Nothing too fancy. Oh man, this side really can come out. Clearly a little, but cuts a little lopsided on the beginning, but not that big a deal. Yeah, this really can come out. Wow. And they just don't need to be perfectly symmetrical. Like I said, they go on eBay, right? Now, for guys out there, man, that little that's crooked. I'm going to dock you. No, none of that crap. It just needs to look good for the most part, right? There's going to be some trimming on this, but trimming I'm going to bring in above and show you my trimming. So there's still a lot like a lot of things you'll see. Man, they don't go in easy. Half the time they go in, half the time they don't. You know, it's one of those things where it depends what you do, where it's going in on the board. Okay, still kind of looking shoddy. Okay, that's bent. That's not gonna work. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Come on, don't rip. There we go. Hold in. It's ripping a little bit. That's fine. Not a huge issue. For this. Okay. There. Getting better. Getting closer to being done with this. But what is it? We're at 3 hours in. They're not bad. Kind of hanging out with y'all for a little while. This one I'm gonna show you the touch-ups I do. I try to get a little more round. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. You know, it's just what I feel like doing that day. There's no difference. People ain't gonna complain on eBay. It's just, you know, sometimes I like to touch it up a little bit. Oh my gosh, that ain't going in. Pretty sure that was gonna go into my thumbnail. Okay, this one popped out. No. Okay. That one in. This one's not going to need much scraping. It's really not. Not going to need a lot of scraping, this one. And it's out. Oh, this one out. Yeah, the pelts are freaking tight on this one. Really making them tight. Not the most round one, but you know, at the end of the day, whatever, you know. If a lot of that has to do with the initial cut, I'll show you guys it up close. So I saw that at the beginning, but I'm showing you how I'm going to trim this up a bit. Da-da, bring you in close, best I can, as close to the board as I can. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Okay, down. Come on. I think you see that, right? All right. Come on. I gotta take off. We'll catch you the next. All right, see ya. Take the scalpel. Gonna take the weedy pala. Nice big one here, you know. You can fillet fish with that if you want to. You see this right here? All right. Just where the little fine touches come up, you know. This is a cheek. Don't need it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Don't need that. Another cheek. You know. Pop that off. Don't really need that. Like this. Somewhat. You know. Some of this. You know. Depends what you want to do with it. Not the most neat job, but is what it is. Just take those cheeks off. There's a part of the mouth that will like be right in the corner of the mouth. They kind of tuck up into the mouth. So here's the skin that really don't need. Now let's see here. Oh my gosh. I mean, it is what it is. It's not perfect. It's quite stretched. So now we're gonna see how many of these hacks are gonna get ripped out when I sit there and try to scrape it. Now that it's tight, you know, we just sit there and scrape a little bit. Not a huge issue. Ta-da! That here. Go up here. Not a lot to do here. The armpits aren't super fatty or creases or whatever I call it. But yeah, I call them armpits. Not a lot of scraping needing here. About it. It's not a lot. A little bit of fat. That's it. Now on the next thing. No. Oh, I threw the bag away. Oh, nope, bags are here. Go in there, nope. Touch it off. Some of these cheeks picked up. It's not perfect, but at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect to sell on the internet. A lot of people are going to be happy to get one. Go over here and get the borax, my friends. A little bit of, oh, that's not going to help. It's bulky, you guys. A little borax, just we'll rub it in, a little bit around here. All these little, like you see little flanges here hanging off, that's just from rubbing it in little pieces that will be taken care of at the tannery. But it's still got to sit there and like finish the fur, like do fine however they want. Some tanneries, some problems I've had with this is they fit it too thin and I start to see the hair pop through, so. You gotta go to a good tanner, otherwise you're gonna have problems at the end of the day. So you've seen them all sit there with the machine and go zzz, back and forth. When they take too much of this off, then the hair starts sticking through, and that's when you start to lose from. So you do all this work, and a bit. Some tanners will take a little too much off, some won't. It's just gotta deal with it. gonna get back to Judith and Dan's email as soon as I'm off here. First thing I'm gonna do. Working in this out. That's about all I gotta do, right? And once I'm off here, I'm gonna sit down and watch my camera, see if anything goes in the trap tonight. Should have a lot of more good footage on my. My memory card went from 3% to 50%. It's quite full. You know, I usually pop it out at 50, but didn't pop it out this time. Season goes to March 15th. Gets 60 or 70%. I'm gonna pop it. You guys should have quite a bit of footage to watch. Put a little on here. Rub it in now. That's about it for this. All this stuff, yeah, you can cut it all off, but once again, we're gonna sit there with the grinder, back and forth, and take all this shit off. It's not a huge problem to get that off. Because this is finishing, then they're gonna go sit there, like I said, and finish the pelt before they go into the tin. So yeah, just let them do the thing. Yeah, fine. This is how I do it. Now, it ain't perfect, but I sell it for what I want. That's the ears. Eyes are up here. Leg. Not a huge issue. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's also fine. You want to see that the big one I did? You see that one? The other one I did the other day, I posted all over social media, that was monstrous. It's that one. That thing, right? There's that one. That's a giant. There's one I just got, so you can see them all. By far, this one right here. I actually ran out of board. I could have probably stretched it more. That's my hand. Absolutely freaking giant, alright? Then you look at the scraper. That's a muskrat scraper, the whole thing. It's a weedy tallow. That's a big Nutra. You want to see your average hammer? That's the average hammer. It's still a big Nutra. Not Nutra, but muskrat. So that guy was big. Definitely a big dude. That was definitely a big guy. This one is going to be for me. I'm definitely keeping that one. Pop you guys up here a little bit. Get you away from the... Oh, I guess I can put you over here. God forbid somebody comes out, right? Maybe not. Gonna go over here for a second. Make sure you see it. Come down. Oh, no, someone's talking on there again. Running their mouth at Facebook, I think. Don't quote me on it, but that's what social media. You gotta take the board. Here, over here. That's it. See, check the. No. Good. Okay. This guy can come off, but ain't gonna hurt anything. But we're gonna do all this, right? I'll put this here. So at the end of the day, that big fan is blowing on that board, and the air is going like this. So it's really covering everything, even the boards in front of them. Not a huge issue. Still dries it. Doesn't make a difference. 3 hours and 14 minutes. Not the longest, but I am out of here. Got some. I want to watch the camera. That's the truth. Check on some social media. Check on some friends. You know, just life. Okay. That's about it. Tried to squeeze this into 4 hours. I didn't make it. Gotta check on Judith and Dan's email. I'm out of here. See you guys later. See you.